so that's why I did.
All right.
Because it's Millie Perry, Eugene's wife, and Eugene Perry, Millie's husband.
The game has officially commenced.
All right, you got it? There you go.
I just texted you.
Or,
Okay, yeah,
please
please tell me
currently
what's
have
right.
an adorable baby on my lap, so I can't get out my phone.
All right. So last
Also,
week.
I think you should have a vote. Like what we were talking about earlier.
On what?
With her.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
So last week we started out by bravely running away from a giant snake.
And Martin almost died, but we were able to narrowly escape after he got golf balled by a boulder. And he did lose his glaive, and we made multiple attempts, probably more than we should have, to get it back. We're unsuccessful, and the third attempt was in the morning, and we found it broken. So, bye-bye glaive. Then we started traveling through the forest, and like the ADD group that we are, mostly because I am, and you guys actually follow me places, we saw something shiny in the hills, and shiny things, we just have to go and check them out. So
You guys did exit the forest, and there's mountains, a big old mountain range that you guys saw, and that's where the shiny thing was.
Yeah, it was in the mountains. So we headed over. As we got closer, we saw that the shiny thing was a giant shiny sword. And it was impaled in a giant skeleton, as seen depicted in this picture on the screen. And when we got up close, we also saw that there was a giant golden ring on one of the skeleton's fingers. We wanted to see what was up with the sword and the ring, and we went to take a ring off the finger. Martin pulled out a sword or something sharp to cut the finger. Battle axe. And as he cuts off the finger, it disturbed the skeleton enough that it attracted the attention of a giant creepy crawly that came out of the skull. I was actually grateful that we found that out that way because I was going to go and check out the teeth.
You can't have a cookie till you eat your dinner.
We obviously had to fight this creepy crawly because he was trying to kill us. And Sorrel got the claim to kill by dropping
So do you
some
want
kind
to
of
go finish your
dinosaur.
dinner so you can have like
A
cookies?
brontosaurus.
I knew it wasn't a stegosaurus. A brontosaurus on it, and then the brontosaurus conveniently bashed its head on the hill and died.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like dealing with a brontosaurus.
So, no team. Sorrel has actually been helpful in 2 circumstances now. We're counting. I'm counting.
It's a good thing to keep track of.
And, yeah. So, we went and touched the ring, and it shrunk. And Martin was like, ooh, mine? And then I was like, hey, Martin, what about the sword? He's like, oh, yeah. And he touches the sword, and it turned into a toothpick-sized sword.
Just for him.
Just for him. Everyone else could hold it, and it turned into a regular-sized sword, but none of us are proficient with a great sword. And Martin is. Huh?
It's a long sword.
Long sword. Same difference to me. I know short swords. Yeah, so we were like, hey, Martin, what happens if you swing it? He swung it, and it turned into a long sword for the duration of the swing, and then shrunk back down to a toothpick-sized sword. We also noticed a glowing something over on one of the hills nearby in the mountains, and Clouds went and checked it out since he's all sneaky and whatnot.
Slightly sneakier than average.
Or sneakier, and also much better at running away than the rest of us.
That is
and more willing to. So he went and checked it out. Found another giant glowing orb, similar to the one that we saw in the apes layer, but much larger, different color. Had a nice warmth to it.
It was the same color.
It was the
like
same color.
It's like a golden glow, almost like looking at the sun.
Okay.
Not as bright.
Okay.
Some lore bits is that we did find out who the skeleton is, right?
We think
was
it
it the
is, right?
skeleton or the person
Yes.
who wielded the sword?
Here, I can tell Sorrel's
At
story.
least we
actually.
think. I was going to ask about it. I was just going to give the recap first because we hadn't
Like
talked about
Talos
this guy.
or something like that?
Yes, so Sorrel kind of explained a little bit the history of his people, how they used to live in a far-off land, and that his people, they worshipped storm giants, in particular their patron deity, a storm giant named Ragnar. However, a long time ago, Ragnar was slain in battle when he was fighting against the world serpent. that a fire-breathing Jormundur, as you were. He was able to get a couple licks in before he died, but that's neither here nor there. But before he died, he recommended that his people go north to find his brother Talos. And so that's why the Nords, they went north, they encountered this place, they discovered that they were trapped in there because of the soul wall, which covers the entire area. And so they settled down and they're just living their best lives. But Sorrel thinks that this is the brother Talos, which Ragnar told them to find.
Now, is this like long ago lore from Sorrel, or is he is this like recent history? Is he part of that people?
Yeah, so he's from that people, the Nords.
I like to.
They settled in this place.
It's very special. It's a way of celebrating.
Just under 800 years ago.
Two other minor
You
notes.
are just a
Eugene also at the place of the giant floating orb found that the water was magical and didn't know exactly what yet, but he noticed that it was magical in some way. He also found a dude in armor, a corpse. I say a corpse of a dwarf, specifically a dwarf.
Yes,
Yes, dwarf corpse. Oh, interesting.
And I believe it was the corpse of the dwarven leader from the ruins.
And you brought back the armor so that we
Let's
can compare
like
it to
resurrect him, not the freaking giant.
resurrect the guy who may have been responsible for the deaths of thousands, tens
Oh,
of
never
thousands
mind.
of
Well
dwarves.
done.
That's fine. I wasn't listening to that part, okay?
Was
My ADD is in effect
You
right
were
now.
there when they found all those bodies, right?
Step over it.
Did I check my medication
Good.
before?
I don't know.
Perfect.
You were there for when they found all the bodies, though, right?
Yeah.
Was the
You can drink
corpse
some milk.
standing
You cannot
directly
drink.
under the orb?
Yes.
Okay, so that is
Because
significant, I think.
I sent Jeeves to give it a push and it fell over.
That's right.
Yes. And right next to that, there's a small spring of water, which is the source of this small stream.
So
I did drink some of that. It
Yes.
healed a
yes,
little
it
bit.
healed you, and I wanted to take some in a vial back with us.
Wipe your
Uh,
milk off your face.
Especially knowing that this guy stood under the orb. Don't really know if like something
All
happened
done?
where he was trying to do something to the orb and it got him killed, or if it was like it enthralled him and then he stayed there and died.
Say please.
But I don't want to stick around the orb and find out if it's the latter.
Yes. Also, when Clouds got nearer to it, when Clouds felt the desire to get close to it, and that, of course, means don't get close to
Oh,
it.
you did feel that desire.
I do have an idea as far as investigating the orb goes, but I'll share that when we go over there. At the moment,
No, I wish I had.
we're living rent free in Talos' head.
Yes. Yeah, we decided it was a safe place to camp tonight. A little smelly, but
It's been
otherwise.
picked clean, or mostly clean, by the carrion crawler that dwelled therein. As you guys sleep, you discover that there's a lot of static electricity, so there's a lot of like shocking people if you poke them, or frizzy hair. But
I wish. There's
And
no chocolate, just
This is
popcorn.
the point when we would want to discuss with Sorrel
Chocolate
if
face.
this dude that we're inside, assuming that this is the giant we think he is, if he's would likely be benevolent.
Let's ask Sorrel. Sorrel,
Yeah.
what is the character of Talos?
Well, according to the histories of my people, which I mean, obviously we don't know this giant, but the brother Ragnar was a powerful protector. He was definitely a warrior, as made obvious by the fact that he went and battled giant serpents and whatnot. But we worshipped him, and he protected us. He was essentially our patron. He was a harsh ruler. Storm giants are not known for their softness, but he was benevolent.
Was he just?
I mean, the stories say that our patron was mostly just, passing good judgment and leading our people in good ways.
And what do the stories say of his brother?
Honestly, we didn't even know he existed until Ragnar, with his last dying breaths, directed us to to find him.
You're like a little shark sometimes.
What do you think?
Okay. Are we still in the skull?
Well, no, we're not doing it while we're inside of it.
No.
We're resting in the skull.
Okay, so
we were
bear
talking
with me
about
for
how
a minute.
if we did it while you were still in the
I
skull,
know,
you would
it's
turn into a mind flayer. Because that's how mind flayers procreate is slugs within the brain.
Okay, hold on. So, bear with me for a second.
You also feasted on the brain of the Brontosaurus that rolled down the hill.
Okay. So give me.
So you've been.
So I say, we're still in the skull. So I walk over to the skull and I go, and I taste it, and I'm like, you can resurrect it in an hour. And I just start like licking the skull, trying to get every bit of flavor off the skull. So once my taste has been what's the word?
Put what on the chair? Sated?
Sated. Once my taste has been sated, I say, okay,
But I'm eating it.
I think I'm fine with it as long as he wasn't an awful person. And if he was, then we just gonna fight him.
Did
I
you
give
get
you
any
the
veins
bag.
from licking his brain and stuff?
Cubby, did I get anything?
I would say that considering he died 8,000 years ago,
800?
actually no, hold on, I've got a timeline.
I realize I don't get much flavor off, but I try anyways.
Ah, sounds good.
Because I love me some brains.
7,000 to 8,000 years ago is when he died, so it tastes
But where are you going?
really
Are you
stale,
gonna go watch a movie then?
and there's not much matter left.
I mean,
Just a little flavor.
I'm not super picky.
So does she determine how old this growth is by the taste?
What are you trying to do?
She could try to
I'm-
taste it.
I'm like an expert on eating brains.
Yeah,
I should be able to tell you.
Since I didn't have you guys roll an investigation, I just kind of gave that to you as a freebie. I'll say that that's how you figured it out.
That's all you got from
Hold on.
A little bit of carbon dating via the tongue.
Hold on. I would say it's about 8,000 years old.
Well, Sorrel, that doesn't add up. Wouldn't his brother have known that he was dead 7,000 years later?
You know, that's the thing with storm giants is they're not super good about staying in touch with family.
I don't know.
It's a whole other level.
Well, if that's the case, I think it would be unwise to resurrect him.
Don't get your own.
I don't think he would have been expecting refugees.
Nah, that one's not daddy's though. That one's
And who knows if his disposition matches his brother's.
Yeah, that's the part. Is we know about his brother, and we don't know anything about him. Other
Watch
than he
out,
wasn't
she's
around.
coming for your soda.
That could easily mean he wasn't the
I
best with
can't find it,
other
so I'll
people.
just give you a right.
Whoops, sorry.
Perhaps,
You're good.
if we were to find
Scoot over.
perhaps a,
Scoot in a
a
little.
fragment of Ragnar himself, we could bring him back. But I don't want to gamble on this brother.
The armor. Can we compare the armor that we found to the mural?
We'd have to go back.
I have it.
He bought it.
He
yeah.
scraped it off.
Oh yes, I recall. There was some discussion about the desecration of graves.
Do any of you guys want oranges? They are
Well, you'll have
delicious,
to
by
take
the way.
it to your
I'm
mom.
good for it.
Desecration of graves, puffy white clouds. Please.
Yes.
We are sleeping in a giant skull.
Well, that was when we were talking more about the more medium
Wait,
size
puffy white
sentient
clouds.
beings.
I thought.
Currently, puffy white clouds.
I think it was more of a
Puffy
discussion
White
of the
Clouds
artwork.
hasn't
'Cause
died.
We didn't know we were at a gravesite yet at that
Well, that's
point.
what you get for being a dungeon master. I thought the puffy white clouds like wandered off or something.
Not
Nope.
yet.
You would know.
Chris, are you
You
drinking
wouldn't
all
be
of
able to
that?
hear him anymore.
I get, like I said, my ADD is really bad today, you guys. I'm trying to pay attention, but it's just there's so much stuff going on and so many things. I'm having a hard time even like
No worries. That was
reading
an
past
in-game
my own
joke.
thoughts. Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like if I don't know what's going on, it's because my brain is
Alright, that's enough for a second.
running a million miles an hour.
Whoa. All right. Your dad has asked for cessation. Okay.
And in the mural
Now,
were the
it
runes
is time for you,
they weren't on
you
the
to
armor?
go be with your
The
brothers
runes
and
were
sisters.
on the armor.
Okay.
They were also
Sound good?
tattooed on all the swords.
Okay.
Yes. So, with the remnants of the armor that he retrieved
Come on,
in your
Marissa,
magic,
let's listen to
you
Eugene.
compare it to the mural, and you see that it is very, very similar.
Alright.
To the point where you have a
Remember,
watch
out for the cord.
fairly positive feeling that this is, in fact, the same armor.
Urza.
Thank you,
Uh,
Urza.
However, it is missing a lot of pieces, namely the helm,
Urza.
the sabatons, and the gauntlets, and the
Downstairs.
breastplate.
Love
So
you.
what piece do we have?
Essentially just the connecting pieces.
Okay. Oh, it's like the straps.
Shin guards, shoulder guards, extra ass.
Wednesday.
Well, there's a divot in
Cuirass?
your arm that would discourage experimentation with this armor. If it's okay with you guys, I want to explore and investigate the orb.
Real quick, describing the armor, it's a very bright, shiny chrome. It looks as if the weather has untouched it. That's not a good way of phrasing it. Weather has not marred it in any way. There's no sign of rust or corrosion. It's a shiny chrome. However, in just the right light, it does have a kind of a scarlet glint to it. A deep, dark reddish color. Yes.
What did you say would happen to me if I stayed in there while they resurrected him?
Yeah, so the way that mind flayers procreate is they stick slugs in people's brains. And so you as a mind flayer, if you were to resurrect this giant while you were in the brain, he would eventually become a mind flayer.
But stop, but wait. Wait. Okay, what if I am in the brain when he recreates and I eat the part of his brain that controls everything and then I control him?
You could try that.
I think we should do that.
I think we should let her nowhere near the feathers.
I mean, can you imagine?
Feather
boom,
responsibility.
boom, 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 boom.
Sleep.
You got to admit that was really funny though.
Oh, we talked about this already.
Oh, you already talked about
we
it?
knew.
Oh,
I guess my
8,000 years ago.
personality isn't a secret.
Yeah, I say we go investigate the orb.
That was during the Age of Monsters.
I think the first part of the conversation was if we resurrected him and were inside, it would kill him. And then I was like, that would be a lot of brains for you to eat. And then they were like, actually.
Just boom, 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 boom.
Well, I'm generally against raising giants
Alright,
from
so
the dead. Usually, when a giant is killed, it's usually
it's-
a very good
but-
purpose for it.
If it
Unless
does
was
try to
something
attack
evil that
me,
killed the good
I will
giant.
slay it.
Obviously, something just as large killed this one.
Well, if we were judging by the long-term death of this giant, so had it been something evil, obviously it didn't succeed in its purpose. And so therefore we
I'm
can
sorry,
assume
I'm
that it was
determined.
neutral
I'm
at best.
I've seen art for a dragon on it.
I'm determined to do it.
Of course, we don't know really anything about this world, so we don't know what state.
Yes, which would mean that raising this new giant would definitely upset the status quo. And I think not upsetting the status quo beyond what is, how do we say, unavoidable. But to the orb to make bad decisions.
To the orb!
Where is
I just remembered something.
your character?
Oh, like the minifig?
Yeah.
I'm the blue
He's
guy
that one.
for all intents and purposes.
Where's mine?
Right there.
Oh, right there. Okay.
We should mark on the map, keep track if we run into, we can approximate where the last orb was, where this orb is.
It's a good idea. We didn't feel any compulsions by the monkey orb, did we?
No, you just felt a warmth within its radiant light.
I'm sorry, you guys, but I walk up behind him and I try and whistle, and it goes.
So this is kind of
And I'm trying to whistle and be like
kind of an
humans do,
approximation for what it looks
and
like.
I try and steal one of the feathers from him.
with
From
the
who?
orb is floating about 15 feet above the ground at the bottom.
Cody, you're not listening to me.
Sorry, I'm not listening. What?
She wants to try and steal one
I
of the
said
feathers from
I
me.
walk right behind him and I try and whistle like normal humans do, and it's like,
Roll a. So you're trying to do it without being seen?
no, I don't care if I'm seen. I just want to get it.
Just roll a sleight of hand then on that.
It's not letting me do it. Oh, does this app not do that?
No.
10. 8.
You
8.
you start reaching into his trousers, but he notices.
And
Who
I
is
keep
she trying to
get it.
Who is she
From
trying to steal from?
Vance.
I'm trying to
You
steal.
have a feather?
He has all the feathers.
No.
Shh! Don't tell her that.
Now I know that there's another person who has a feather. I will keep trying.
I'm assuming you're going to resist her.
I'm sorry, but my
Advances.
character loves the thought of a giant being one of his people.
I'm going to cast Charm Person on her.
Okay. You have to make a save of sorts with that.
Wisdom save.
$15.
Assuming
Yeah, that beats my-
passes it.
That beats the DC.
You will never charm me. I am above you. I am an amazing being.
Is this all happening before we've taken our long rest, or is this?
I'm assuming this is after you guys woke up. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Start-
because we
you're
took a
starting
long
to move
rest
down the
before
mountain.
going to see the orb.
Buffy White Clouds is mildly excited for experimentation.
So now you guys have seen the terrain. Think of this one.
I'll just say to her, keep trying at your own peril, and then we'll start heading out.
So are we walking away from the...
You guys are walking towards that crater I just showed you.
Got it.
Alright, well, here's my idea. I think we should take the physically weakest among us, but probably the smartest, and tie a rope to them.
There is the stream that's going down this way.
And while the rest of us hold the rope, we allow them to get closer and closer to investigate. If there's peril or danger, we can yank them back with all of our combined strength and hopefully avoid any accidents.
So we're talking about clouds, right?
Yes.
I failed to see the cost-benefit analysis here.
Which is why I assumed they weren't talking about me.
Well, generally, based on past experience, between those who have made bad decisions when it comes to magical artifacts, you are currently the leader with Martin over there taking a close second.
That's fair. I can see the corpse under this orb, though, and I do
Yes.
like living.
Yes, exactly. But then again, you did see a lot of dead people branded, and still insisted on being branded.
In hindsight, had I figured out, had I realized the implication before I did that, I would never have done that.
Aha! And yet, you are capable of learning.
I'm going to say that each of these squares is actually 10 feet to represent that this is a 20-foot orb.
Big boy.
So what is the benefit of further experimentation with this orb?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're wanting to get out of it, Martin. What are you thinking?
Well, it's the second of its kind, and honestly, none of us know enough about this land. And all that we've determined is that there's a dead guy with the armor next to it, and there is magic healing water coming from a spring next to it. I just think the more we know, the better.
So I guess if you're going to put me on a rope.
No. I am mildly convinced by that argument.
Okay, if you want to do it, by all means.
I don't want to do it, but the logic stands. Being that I, the weakest among you,
Are you really the weakest?
Strength 8. Dexterity 10.
I have better dex than you, but I don't have better strength.
4
than
more
you.
minutes.
We have the same.
Yes. But we also know that as I continue my studies,
Stay upstairs.
I am not much of a threat if the orb would turn me violent.
Ah, that's a good point.
Well, hopefully we can avoid any violence. I think you are the best suited to examine or approach the orb.
Which is also another point well taken.
To ponder the orb.
Yes, to ponder it. In fact, Puffy White Clouds, I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder. I believe that you are braver than you seem.
No.
I'm going to cast Heroism on Puffy White Clouds. Okay, Clouds. Are you a willing creature?
Yes.
You are imbued with bravery.
Reluctantly.
You are imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 4.
Aha! 14!
At the start of each of your turns.
Additionally, which color do you want?
Oh, I will take.
I'll say that Howard also raises his hand and he says, I'd be willing to go check it out.
Nope!
Do you know magical things?
I can draw pretty good.
First, those more acquainted to magic should investigate. So, tie me up.
Okay. You consent to having your hands bound.
No.
Okay. I'm going to tie the knot extra tight so you can't undo it.
I would hope so.
Okay.
I am
tie it-
terrible at that.
I see what
I'm
you
going to tie it around his waist and make the knot very tight.
Very tight.
One thing I've done as a DM, in case you want to use this, for not tying, I have somebody roll a survival check, and then that becomes the DC to untie.
Roll ye a survival check.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Maybe I should inspire him too.
Would you allow someone else to tie the knot and me to wrench it tight?
Yeah, but then they would have to make the survival check.
Okay, someone else make the survival check.
And I'll say that you
I'm
give them
pretty good with
advantage
survival.
with it.
I get a +2. I can tie
I
it
got a
myself.
5.
You are better than me.
Oh, you're +5?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Go for it.
Roll with
Four.
advantage
Plus
as you guys
Oh,
are
nice.
working together on this one.
With proficiency, I only get a +4.
It's a granny knot.
I'm
Some
afraid.
10 granny knots.
I'm a sleight of hand, but that's more like that.
I'm afraid that in my life I have not.
I'm always
Taking
looking
many
for
prisoners.
ways to use that less utilized.
I was like, at first, I was like, you're not good at survival. I
I'm
see
going to
where
tie
you're going.
knots.
No, that's
That's
a good
funny.
take on that.
That's a 23.
Okay. That's a DC.
Wow.
So, beyond my ability to.
Perfect.
No one's
Reel 'em
untying
in.
that.
Why does he want to untie?
Well, if the orb
It just-
befuddles his mind, he
In
may
case.
try to escape.
Oh!
It's an in case thing.
I can also try and drop him with a sleep spell if we need to.
Okay,
Hey guys, I gotta
just in case.
take
What?
off.
You, no way you can overcome my powerful 14 hit points.
I have to take Jacob.
What?
I need to take Jacob to the activity. No one's
okay.
responded on the chat.
Alright. I'll make sure you don't die in the
You
encounter.
were actually,
Thank
you have more constitution than I do.
Okay, everyone, hand on the rope. Clouds, you are brave
Cloud will.
and willing. We will keep you safe.
I will try, and perhaps, and then I will go into a soliloquy about the ancient monsters.
Just as long as you're walking toward the thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Alright.
So,
I'm also
you,
gonna prep a mage hand and just have it in case of anything, like slap him out of it or anything where you need to.
Going slowly, first crawling.
Okay.
As to prevent a sudden burst of speed.
as you move, while stating your soliloquy, when you get to the approximately the 50-foot mark, you start to experience a strange pull towards the giant floating orb.
What do you feel so far, Clouds?
At this point, you can resist it. It's not to the point where it has befuddled your mind. But you feel an attraction. Like, that's a pretty thing. Or like,
You know, when I
So it's
was
just
younger, I did behold a very charmingly beautiful tabaxi back home. I'm feeling kind of like that with regards to the orb.
Okay, that's the that's the event horizon. I wouldn't say that, but that's the same point. We can proceed to that point. The rope's only 50 feet long, so.
Okay, yeah.
We're all
There was words. I know what
I should have realized I forgot about this, but I also have advantage against being charmed.
Oh, you're an elf. Half elf.
Half elf.
I'll do that. All right, carrying on.
All right. So as
Oh.
you,
Also, I would like to point out that we removed any blades from his person. He doesn't have a dagger.
it's too late. You already have it. No, I'm just kidding.
Mage hand.
I
For your own safety. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't have any sharp. Well, I do have one sharp object. You can't have it.
Okay. Would I know about it?
Of course.
Okay.
besides your claws.
Nope. No, that's all I have.
He
Like,
attacks
you
that
have
rope
something
with his
shiny
claws.
and sharp, and I haven't clocked it yet.
Okay. Continue to
So-
reel him in, or reel him out.
As you get closer, you begin to hear voices within your mind.
Okay.
They are whispering in Dwarvish to you, but it is. Yeah, you hear just a couple at first. Whispers of dwarves. The pull of the orb gets stronger. I'll say you're at 45 feet right now. Do you continue?
Hold on.
Need to tie an extra rope.
Well, we're just.
Well,
beyond the midway point.
assuming I still have control of all my faculties, there seems to be a whispering, and now I rather wish I would have taken more languages. Well, when I was in school, I only studied Rydran, which I thought was going to be more in handy as the trade routes between continue.
Can you identify the language?
Would you allow me for an intelligence check?
Sure.
Would you like history or anyone in particular, or just straight intelligence?
Just
check?
straight intelligence on this one.
Okay. Dwarvis, obviously, with a 22.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you've heard Dwarvish before in your past. You don't speak it, but you recognize it. Just like somebody might recognize German, right? It's like, however, it is, yeah. So it's Dwarvish sounding.
I had a friend from the Moor Holds, and then he would frequently take me to the bank.
Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
I
Oh,
speak Dwarvish.
you would know.
If only I could hear it.
Uh-huh.
Can you repeat what they say?
Not intelligibly.
That's fair.
I think we should pull it back and. Send...
No, I insist
All right.
on carrying on.
Yep, he insists, and upon entering within 40 feet, the pull of the orb becomes immense upon your mind, and you must make a wisdom saving throw.
That would be...
It has occurred to me that actually studying this map to figure out what is going on is worth doing. We have a map
11.
in the game and real life.
Okay, the pull is becoming immense. However, you still have faculties. If you so choose to return, you can. At this point, the voices also become much louder within your mind, and not only is it just a couple of voices whispering, there is now a cacophony of voices, many, a legion. within your mind that is
All saying essentially the same thing, or
there. It's kind of a they're all saying different things.
Okay, there seems to be a debate, a conversation, perhaps an argument even, among the dwarven voices.
Oh, and you hear male and female.
Wait, are you yelling to
so I did
somebody?
want to
Or...
We're lowering him toward the orb with a rope, and he's listening to the voices that he's hearing.
If he becomes like inaudible, I can use my mind flayer stuff on him to.
Well, it's only 50 feet to the orb, and we've got him on.
I believe I am still safe enough to continue.
Would he
Proceed.
say that even if he wasn't?
Well, if he's not, just drag him back.
Yeah, so you get within 30 feet of the orb. Make another save.
I'm going to tie the end of the rope around myself and take the back position.
Ooh.
I forget how do saving throws work.
The roller has to meet or beat.
Yes, tie goes to the rollers. So,
Okay, so
if
yes.
I tied it, I still get it.
The feeling of must get closer, must touch, again increases within your mind. It almost flares like you've been starving and somebody's handing you a delicious, juicy cheeseburger. However, with your years of study, and mental exercises, you're able to resist. Should you choose so.
Do you choose to?
I am still within my faculties, and I will take this moment to declare, do not let me touch the orb under any circumstances.
We won't.
Let him touch the orb.
The cacophony in your mind is blossoming to the point where you feel like you are hearing thousands all at once, almost a stadium cheering or yelling within your mind. And along with the voices, you also begin to feel sensations, pain, longing, sadness, the feeling of being trapped, claustrophobia. All these things start running through your brain.
Keep going.
Okay. 20-foot mark.
If you're not going to touch it, what is the goal? I'm yelling to you.
The goal is to see exactly how far you can get in safely.
Okay.
Rake it, make another roll.
I've rolled a couple of... Oh, yeah, another winner with a 9.
So,
I'm getting all the bad rolls out of the way while I'm currently working with the net.
At which point I will drop him with the sleep spell if I can.
As I turn to fire my most powerful spell of magic missile. Tremble my army with a magic missile.
the voices within your mind, they crescendo to the point where you start experiencing pain within your mind. The sensations, all the voices, they continue to become louder and louder until it reaches a final crescendo where all the voices, all at once, they yell within your mind. And although you cannot understand the words, you definitely feel the feeling, which is help us. And then you make a mad dash for the orb.
Everyone pull!
I'm going to stop concentrating on heroism.
Okay. I mean, you're welcome to make a strength check, but...
Can I try and slap him with the mage hand? Just
Do
to
it!
try and snap
Do
him out
it!
of it?
Slap some
I don't
sense
think you
into
can
the
technically
mortal.
do damage with a...
The goal is not to do damage.
Just
physical
smack
damage,
his sense
just,
into him.
I'll say that it doesn't quite work. You're trying
Okay,
to...
I try it.
Space.
But you said it didn't work before you let him try it.
No, trying doesn't always mean you roll. That's
Mm-hmm.
the DM's discretion, whether the situation merits it or not.
I'm pulling him back.
Okay. He's just struggling with all his might to get to that orb.
All 8 of it.
Hold on. Yeah, that's a big whopping 1.
When you yank, it just pulls him off his feet.
I'll heal him when he gets back.
Yes, that's right. I rolled a 2, and added my -1.
At least it wasn't -2.
Yes.
I'll say with you guys working together, you're able to pull him back.
Does he snap out of it?
No, he's still trying to get to it.
I will slap him.
Okay, roll damage.
Well, first, it's 15 to hit.
Yes, I imagine. Yes, 10.
You take 3 bludgeoning damage.
Still haven't gotten through the heroism.
This smack, it's a little bit more meaty, a little bit more metallic, and these nice bruise upon your face, but you are able to come to. A little bit dazed, but you regain control of your faculties.
Aha! It appears that the dwarves, at least the essence, souls, image copies, are perhaps trapped inside of the orb. Now, as I was talking about the Age of Monsters, now there...
Aaron, I think you're the only one that
Smack him again.
stands a chance to communicate with them.
Yeah,
You want to try it?
guess I'll give it a go. I probably won't. We'll try to avoid getting as close.
Yeah, don't get as close. Just to the point where you can hear them.
Yeah, just one of them, right?
Yeah, just your choice.
Are you guys going to tie him up and do the same process?
Yep, untie. Puffy White Clouds, give him his weapons back.
Based on the experience
didn't
that
take
we
any
just
weapons
saw,
from
are
me.
you willing to let us tie your hands? Because you're a bit stronger than he is.
Yeah, that's fine. After what I just saw.
He'll just be going, ugh, ugh.
Alright, his hands are bound, so do we need to tie a knot?
No, not if his hands are bound. I'd say that's fair enough. The process ensues. You start making your way towards the orb. Again, you feel the same sensation of...
Do you want to add experimentation to it? Perhaps if you lose sight, or if your ears are covered. Maybe plugging your nose. Gagging?
He plugs his ears and he hears nothing. We learn nothing.
And I look
Ah,
at
but we will have learned that it is auditory.
I look at him and I'm like,
All right.
why don't you just pull his eyes out?
Again, at the 50
You know,
foot mark
that
is when you
reminds
start to feel the
Oh
pull.
As
my
I was
God.
talking...
As you get closer, the voices start within your mind, speaking in Dwarvish. At first, it seems like the voices are just kind of talking amongst themselves. What's the word I'm looking for? Recounting past experiences of their lives. You get the feeling that their friends and family that are talking to each other, just kind of discussing the good times and of the past. But as you get closer, you realize that they are starting to focus on you, and I'm just gonna.
Are they explaining the orb at all?
I'm starting to understand. It seems like they're talking to me, starting to talk towards me.
Yeah, at first there's kind of a cacophony of voices. It's hard for you to kind of pinpoint exactly what they're saying. However, I'll say that one voice, tells all the other ones to quiet down. And it says, "Hello, can you hear me?" In Dwarvish, of course.
And is this audible or is it in my mind?
It's within your mind.
Okay, in my mind I speak back. Yes, I hear you.
Oh, and sorry, roll a wisdom check. I want to see if you're
Wisdom. Yeah. Specific one?
just a saving throw. Excuse me.
Saving throw.
Puffy White Clouds. Are you hungry?
16.
Okay, you're able to resist the pull, but the voice.
So, we know it doesn't satiate.
Sorry, did you respond to it? I forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says, "Hello. Please help us. We are trapped.
How are you trapped?
A terrible magic has taken the very souls of this people and trapped them within this well of magic.
What is the source of this magic?
The source of this magic is an ancient evil a device, an artifact that was crafted by our finest magicians and smiths. It is blood magic. It is oh shoot, what's the word I'm looking for?
Forbidden? Evil?
No,
Necromancy?
shoot, what is it called? Give me 1 second. I've got it written down.
Pact magic.
Araheim, are you talking to yourself, or are you talking to them? And if you are talking to yourself, is that something we should be aware of for future reference?
Well, he's
So it continues.
So he's just standing.
Oh,
there.
okay.
It is a blood magic designed to steal, to take. In our cases, it has taken our very lives and our very souls.
If we destroy the artifact, will that free you?
Possibly. We don't know.
Do you know where the artifact lies?
Well, you see, we've been trapped here for a very long time, and we are unable to see the outside world. I cannot tell you.
Is there any other information you can give me that you could prove useful to helping to free you?
As you mentioned, the key may be in the artifact itself. Seek the armor, find the answer, and release us from this hell.
What is the purpose of the armor?
The armor was created for our king to make him into a god.
For the purpose of... Was this before you were trapped?
It was. The intention was never to kill, but to bestow godhood for a brief moment upon our king. However, it backfired terribly. The power that was given up was never returned.
This is all you. We can't hear this.
Ah! Being that you could, you've ceased to move forward, are you learning anything?
Are you still with us?
Yes, I yelled back, yes, I am speaking with them. And
Perhaps ask who was the corpse below.
And I asked
Okay.
so, about the corpse.
Again, we cannot see the outside world. However, if there is a corpse, it may be assumed that it is that of our god king. Is he wearing armor?
Yes, he was.
If that is the case, then it most likely is that of our king. It would appear that the power overwhelmed him. And again, this magic it's evil and poorly understood. I can only assume that with whatever happened, it trapped us here in this place.
And this was caused by creating the armor?
We were alive when we gave of our attributes to give him this power. However, something must have happened because everything went black for us all at the same time, and then we ended up here.
How many of them are there? How many there are?
How many of you are there?
There are thousands.
Thousands.
An entire nation.
The king's not in there. Body right below, but king isn't in there.
He is not. He is not here.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm relaying.
They were all just walking around in the hall where their corpses are, and then they were turned into the ball, the orb. Correct?
I would explain why we found them in the states that we did.
That's
It
why I
seemed like
asked.
they were going about
Have
their
they
day.
been keeping a visitor log?
How long
Yeah.
after you did the branding did this happen?
It's hard to keep track of time without a frame of reference. However,
Who was the last one to join?
Yeah, he says this all happened at the same time. We all gave of ourselves different attributes to bestow godhood upon our king. And
I would like to throw a rock.
oh, you want to throw a rock? Okay,
Yes, I wish to throw a rock at it.
make it like attack.
Let's see.
So what was the other question? I was going to answer.
How long after they did the branding?
There is not much of a frame of reference. However, we believe that it's been a very long time.
Sorry, not since between the branding and the whatever went wrong.
It was only a matter of hours.
Are these the same dwarves whose bodies are returned?
I didn't know the implication.
Yeah. You mentioned an artifact. What was this artifact?
Ah, yes. It was a suit of armor, crafted again by our strongest magicians and smiths.
I got an 18
Oh,
to
okay.
hit.
So the armor is the artifact.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They want us to destroy it?
If we
I'll resolve the rock first. As you throw it pretty close to the orb, but as it gets closer, it gets shucked in
Ugh.
at about the 5 foot mark.
Yes, confirms the dangerousness.
Probably could have done that first.
Can we clarify something?
But then we would only have learned that it was dangerous, which was actually something I assume.
How close was the corpse to the orb?
It was right underneath it.
Still there, just grab the pieces.
Okay, you just had Jeeves pull them back, and apparently it didn't affect Jeeves, thankfully.
Do you think would you like to see how it reacts to Jeeves?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, 10 minutes.
I was trying to figure out how to do my mage hand, but it's only got a range of 30 feet, and I ain't getting that close.
Same thing. Jeeves gets close, but there's really no effect.
Can he interact with it?
Yeah, he can go up to touch it.
Because he goes 60 feet.
Yeah, he goes up to touch it. He touches it. The orb kind of ripples almost as if it is a fluid. However, he is unable to penetrate.
They said they didn't know if destroying the armor would help.
Yeah, they don't know whether that will free them.
There is perhaps one last piece of advice if you undertake to help us. There is one who may know the secret to freeing us. Seek out Moradin.
Moradin. That's the dwarvish god, right?
He is the god of all dwarves, and he dwells in the 7 heavens. He may know how to release us from this curse.
I would like to cast message at the orb.
Okay.
Just testing. You can respond to this message.
I'm going to say no on this one.
Okay.
They have to understand. Well, I guess they have to spell
Where are these 7 heavens?
Well, it is on another plane. I do not know how you will be able to get there. It seems an equally difficult task. But if there is anyone who would know how to free us, it would be.
Araheim.
Yeah?
Ask them if they know anything about Talos.
Do you know anything about Talos?
Talos.
Or Ragnar.
Or Ragnar?
Yes.
Turn it down a little bit,
Talos.
please.
He is the storm giant that dwells within the mountains.
Dwells, meaning they believe him to still be alive.
Live meaning this happened more than 8,000 years ago.
Yes.
He'll continue to go on as, we don't know much about him. He kept to himself. However, I do know that our king, he is jealous. He is a jealous king, and he may have had he may have been jealous of the strength that the giant possessed. Our king, he was jealous of many things, and he wanted to become a god himself. And it was to this end that this whole fiasco occurred.
Ask them if they just got a rock.
Did you just get a rock?
You sent suddenly a rock within your mind. Just floating.
So therefore anything that interacts does make it inside. So. Well, I'm currently out of further experimentation. Unless somebody...
I think that's about all we're going to learn. So I guess, am I able to just...
Yeah, I mean, you didn't go any further, and you already passed your save, so you're able to walk back. No problem.
So now I further vote no on resurrecting the dead dwarf.
Yeah. Sounds like a jerk.
And a powerful one at that. Potentially. I guess maybe it was the armor. Without the armor, he might not be powerful, but still a jerk.
True. Resurrecting him wouldn't help us find the armor either.
Correct.
I vote we should resurrect the giant.
Still too risky. We don't know anything about
I
it.
think we should reserve resurrecting the giant until you have a proper equipment in order to, shall we say, port the additional brains for which you can't consume.
I don't need to consume them. I just need to be in them.
Oh, you just want to infect. I understand the urge to procreate.
My
Is
kind
actually-
is so much greater than your kind. My kind is among the gods, and if we had a giant Olithid, we would rule all, and all would bow before our feet. Oh, sorry. Getting ahead of myself here. I think it's a good idea that we resurrect the giant.
Did you know during the age of monsters?
Silence!
Clouds, I have a request of you.
Yes.
Would you be willing to have Jeeves bring that skull back from under the orb?
Sure. Jeeves, get the skull.
He goes and fetches it.
I'm gonna toss it into the stream of water.
You're
Okay.
a jerk.
You toss it into the stream of water.
How can you
and
toss the skull into a stream of water if it's a giant skull?
No.
No, this
The
is the
dwarf.
giant.
This one's a normal size.
Oh,
The
never
dwarf.
mind.
It is so ancient that it starts like dissolving in the water.
Oh, okay. That was not what I was going for, but oops.
Hoping for resurrection?
I do believe we were, like, when we investigated this water, we felt like if something was in the water long term, there might be beneficial effects. I was just curious.
You were trying to resurrect a head?
I was just curious. We could have killed him if he came back.
Well, being the goddish king, and me not being particularly
And
able,
it said it would be a head.
I would actually believe we wouldn't be able to kill him.
But I'm thinking it was the armor that made him powerful.
It's very possible.
And he doesn't have it.
But he's a head.
No, he
We were saying
completely
if-
lacks a head.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
well, I believe
Resurrect the giant!
No, you're. Now, I don't know how long you've been without the brain, but this is
Since I've seen you, imbeciles.
Yes, commonly among the lesser races, being able to control your urges to procreate is actually a lifelong skill.
Raise the giant.
So we're in the mountain.
I know you're a little horny.
Yeah,
for
so
it.
there's a lake within the Hadwin jungle there.
Okay.
You guys are just north of that.
Oh, we're just north of that. Okay. Can we see this giant? Like, there's a tree on here.
Yeah, so I was gonna say I probably should have mentioned that the last time because it's ginormous. I'll say that kind of rewind a little bit. You guys like saw big old tree in the distance, but that nobody noticed it until just now.
Okay, so did we decide where we're trying to get to last time? I
We're
don't
looking
recall.
for. We're looking to go to Sorrel's University.
Sorrel did mention that since they were going east, passing near the Colossal Oak was probably the best way to get to civilization,
Okay.
as the other ways are blocked by a mountain.
So heading Wolfenheim or Lynn, somewhere near there.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Let's put it that way. I don't think we can glean much more from this place.
Yeah.
Nope, I believe not.
I also think it's a bad idea to humor the illithid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, and you think it's a bad idea to what?
To humor you.
I think the illithid needs some exercise to better able control their desire to procreate.
Also, if it was anything other than the giant, I wouldn't really care that much. So most of the things I say will be accurate and not that bad, but I'm obsessed with the giant. Out of character, I am obsessed with the giant, but most of the things I say really aren't like that terrible. But there's
And in character,
nothing
I will
that
be the judge of that.
there's nothing that's gonna change my mind about changing this giant into an illithid.
And if you obtain another
Maybe I
feather,
won't try and control it, but
if you obtain another feather, you are welcome to travel back here and resurrect it on your own time.
I'll just steal a feather from you guys.
Good luck.
Yep.
You can try it with him, but if you try to steal anything that belongs to me, I will slay you.
And he's not joking.
I just look at you, wiggle my tentacles.
Glad we come to an
I love you, Brodell.
understanding. Let's travel.
Okay, so you guys
Continue.
You're
get out of the mountains and you begin traveling northerly. And I'm going to have to read this real quick, so bear with me. I'm loading.
There's a bear with us?
What? Where is it?
The bear.
Meat!
The bear? No.
Brains!
My friend Bear?
The Baron's bear.
The Baron's bear from Bear?
In the bear.
In the bear.
What?
The last campaign that I ran, there was the bear baron who had
And a pet bear.
a pet bear named Bear.
Yeah.
And he lived in
And
the
they
Baron.
lived in the desert waste called the Bear.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
times.
The bear.
Until they were murdered by clowns. Okay.
Okay.
What?
We prevented that.
Yeah, they didn't get
Oh,
murdered.
right, you guys did prevent that.
I'm like,
Laser tanks and giant. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off track. Oh, I have a picture. Hold on.
Your mouse is on this screen.
Oh.
Cody.
I feel dumb.
No.
I want to exit this one.
Erheim, you're not evil, are you? Okay, maybe we make him the new god.
Well, we have to find the
are you
armor.
watching YouTube?
I'm not
You
evil.
watching appropriate things?
I made this like
Dwarven armor.
forever ago.
Well, this thing was the size of a mountain yesterday.
Also, I have a new theory. I was assuming that it had to be something just as large as the giant that killed it. But if that sword changes size based on who is in possession of it, what happens if you stab that sword into something and then let go of it? Will it adjust its size based on them? You could poke someone with it, something large like a giant, and then let go, and it would just turn into a giant sword in their chest.
Are there any trees nearby?
There is a very large tree.
Do like a sculpture or something.
So that's how we started the cataclysm.
Yeah, I'll say that you guys travel north for a bit.
This is now we've gone into the apocalypse.
This is like we are starting the movie that's coming out in a month.
So as you guys travel, it takes you. I'm gonna say it takes you like a day or two to like even get to this point where you guys are like you're kind of walking the edge of the forest between the forest and the mountain. But up ahead, this is the site you see. This thing is huge. It's the size of essentially a mountain.
Do we get a long rest then if we travel for more than a day?
I will say yes, but you guys are going to have an experience on the way.
Oh,
So, long rest right now?
Are you guys gonna camp for the night before you get to here?
I'd like to.
Well, if it takes us a whole day, yes.
Get my
So, does the encounter happen before the long rest, or
I'm gonna say it's gonna happen right as you guys are like setting up camp.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
cool.
So no long rest.
No.
Okay.
Nice.
Only 2 spells to work.
I'll take that spell slot away. I only have one.
I know it's in here. Bear with me. I just gotta find it because I forgot to get it out earlier.
Cost me a spell slot. That didn't even work.
DM helps.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm just tired. I have a lot on my mind.
Aha!
I do too, just most of it's fluff.
Now, if Puffy White Clouds were to have said that,
We
but
have a long rest
it's...
in the skull.
Cordell, do you
We have a long
not
rest.
have
We did.
like
We
a
did.
Microsoft Word?
No, I
Because
don't.
I hit the long rest button. I'm
You're
like,
trying to edit things.
That was last
No,
time he told
but
us we got a long
that
rest.
dashes my hope of being able
It
to
was a
like
little smelly, but
prepare on your computer.
Sorry, it's expensive.
it wasn't. Anytime if I woke up to the smell, I would just press the
'Kay.
glue to fade it away and go back to sleep.
I need to roll a dice roll real quick. And
For the record, I can eat pretty much anything, no matter how disgusting
Oh,
it
there
is,
we go.
because I just
Do you
Yeah.
want to
cheat.
make it
It's great, guys. I don't know what your problem is.
so, as you guys start bedding down for the night, a wind picks up with the scent of rain. And as you guys watch, a storm wall appears and crests the mountains headed your way.
Should I try out the ring?
If you can make the storm not rain on us, that would be convenient.
Okay.
Who doesn't like a little rain?
Okay, what does the ring do?
It's a
Wait,
wind control weather.
Have we had rain yet?
No.
They're like, I have never experienced rain outside of the mind. I would love to experience this.
Well, I don't want to. I'm going to start putting up a tarp.
I just kind of hiss at you and like wiggle my tentacles at you.
It's more
I'm gonna look at you and I'll be like, well, 10% chance that this gets worse.
Endgame.
Okay.
Give me 10 minutes to get the floating disc.
Sorry, did you say you were going to try to use the ring?
Yeah,
He did
why
use
not?
it.
All right, so you, I don't know, how would you activate a ring? You just feel the magic course
Power?
through your finger.
So there's a 10% chance that it could get worse.
Roll a d20.
I'm so excited.
And knowing my luck,
Why do you think
Where is
I'm
the good
excited?
okay, we're 13.
Okay, cool. So as the storm wall approaches, you reach out your hand and you see kind of a pocket of I think it's 8 miles. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. But the pocket around you, the storm seems to lessen a bit. Instead of a menacing thunder cloud, it looks more like a rainy day kind of headed your way.
There you go, you still get rain, but we're not going to get absolutely dumped on.
That's
Let's
fine.
see.
As long as I get to experience it. Away from the mind hive. I have grown to realize that the mind hive is not something I would like to go back to. I love having a free mind.
As much as the real me wanted to see what the storm would bring, player me would definitely.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep.
He's a pretty boy. He likes comfort.
It starts.
This is a pretty boy.
The storm hits and it starts raining upon you lightly. In the distance, you can see lightning and thunder. Quite the maelstrom sweeping across the land. But in your place, it's not as bad. It's just a light rain.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were doing that just
I thought
because.
you were like, I have an idea.
Okay, that's fine then.
Is there anyone who's out in the rain or are you?
I am. I step out in the rain and I'm like, oh, what a glorious. What is it? Morning? Afternoon?
This is good.
Evening.
Almost
That's
almost
what
night.
Oh, what
It's
a
like-
glorious evening, and my tentacles are just having a day with it.
Okay, so everyone who did not take shelter needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Who did?
Did not.
So
I will
therefore
gladly
you-
roll a wisdom saving throw for this.
Cordell, you declared that you were getting out of time, right?
Yeah, I have a tarp up and I'm trying to start a fire.
Sorry, wisdom
I guess
Oh, I
saving
can help you with that.
I'll put away my flint and steel.
Wisdom saving
Thank you.
throw.
So
I'll
shit.
Save
I'll kill your enemies.
7,
and light my fire.
18.
Deal.
7.
Okay. And you?
Saving.
Man, these dice suck. Why are you rolling that dice?
13.
Bardic inspiration.
I don't know that he would still have that actually.
Um,
It's only lasts 10 minutes. We went all day.
Okay. And any of you guys?
I was taking shelter.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing sadder than a wet cat.
We'll go with that. So, roll a d20 for me. Both of these.
I just did roll a d.
Did you both fail?
Yeah, maybe. We don't know what failure
Oh,
means.
excuse me. No, roll a d100, so 2 d10s.
Would be this one.
Don't use those very often.
Wait.
Both of those at the same time.
Do you have one with the zeros to distinguish it?
Or
That's
that
that.
one.
Okay.
So one's your 10s and one's your 1.
Okay.
So that's 20. That would be 0.
20.
So 81.
Man, all my dice suck.
Um,
I want new dice.
so what happens to you?
Me?
Yeah, you, Emily. You, the spell of grease is cast upon you, with you being the center. So everything around you becomes greased.
I'm fine with that. I'm a slimy creature to begin with.
Oh no.
And-
Now it's rolling around in it. Making a
For
greasy
you,
angel.
I'm acting like a child in
you
a
feel
bloody.
like you're able to get more done, and so it's like you can get twice as much done as you normally would
I
for
guess,
a little bit.
I guess I go set up my camp really fast.
You do it super quick. You're able to get the shelter all set up and like have time to like make some tea. You know, and you're
Is
able
he
to get on the range.
moving particularly fast?
Yeah, it's like he's almost like he has an extra action.
Ah.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that
But yeah,
is
no, you're
interesting.
just slipping and sliding in all this grease.
I'm good. I'm
good.
good.
Okay.
I can stand in the grease
No,
because
but it
I
is-
am
it is-
slippery.
Incredibly interesting to see magical effects literally caused by this guy. I wonder how the local peoples deal with a sudden influx of just magical of abilities or frequent or things of that nature just happening at random apparently
It's a
during
strange
storms.
place.
Are there like villagers or natives?
Sorrel, is this normal?
Oh yeah, so Sorrel pops up. He's like, yeah, this is actually a regular occurrence. This happens usually like once a month. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. What do I call these things? I forget. I came up with a really cool name for them, but I'm just gonna call them magical storms. Yeah, they're magic storms. You know, they happen.
Are
Are
they
they-
dangerous?
Yeah, they're incredibly dangerous.
I say, what would it
Some
been
of
like?
them.
What's it like in the heavy storms? Have you ever been out in one?
You know, that's the thing. Each storm is different. You know, some have beneficial effects, some have extremely harmful effects. You know, most of the cities and you know the places of habitation, both in my country and then also in Anvillion, are typically found within places of shelter where you can escape from these storms.
Do the cities to put up magical barriers or physical barriers to protect from all rainwater, or is it just your standard home-to-home kind of a deal?
Typically it's set up as a city. Most of the settlements that did not have some sort of protection didn't last very long.
That is
Physical or magical barriers?
Both. You'll find both. There's all sorts of interesting places.
How much exposure is needed to cause the effects?
That's the thing is, each storm is different. Could be the rain, could be the wind, could be just
Are
like floating
animals
overhead.
affected?
Again, it depends on the effects. I mean, I've seen some kind of crazy stuff.
I'm gonna reach out my hand, and I assume my tarp is dripping. I'm gonna allow one raindrop to land on my hand.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, you passed. You are not affected.
What about magical constructs? Are they affected?
You know what? I'm experimenting.
What's a magical construct?
Jeeves! 10 minutes. Jeeves, out in the rain!
Can I choose to
Is Jeeves a
fail?
construct?
You could.
He kind of is.
I was experimenting. I wanted to see how much exposure was needed. So one drop, I'm not going to resist any effects.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a d100. You sense the magic. It's like you sense it trying to come out of you, and you can just release it.
89.
Okay. You become invisible for the next minute.
Nowhere to go.
Okay, only take a single drop, guys.
During that time, creatures cannot hear you.
Oh.
You just disappear.
I'm going to.
Everybody just sees you disappear.
I'm gonna try and feel if he's there.
You have to get through the rain to get to me.
I assume because I helped you with the fire.
Yeah, now we're all
you
in
want
a
one
tent.
big shelter? Okay.
Alright.
I don't have a tarp.
Yeah, if you go to feel him, that you'll sense him. And
10 minutes to get Jeeves, and I send Jeeves out into the rain.
Okay.
Like, Martin, you alright? I didn't see that.
Does Jeeves have like stats?
Do you have
like
your
a certain
hand-
If I was on your head.
Yeah.
No, I'll say that it doesn't affect him then.
Okay, not affecting my unseen servant, because all he has is an AC of 10, 1 hit point, and a strength of 2. That's it.
And I'll say Howard and Sorrel were able to get under the tent too, so I'm not gonna mess with them. So, yeah. And so after like an hour, the storm kind of blows over and the sky clears. So yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Interesting.
Oh, you're back.
Well, I was back after a minute. I was sitting in the exact same spot. I didn't do anything.
Just pops back up.
Decided I didn't want to steal anything. Hurt anybody.
I would have used that very differently.
Okay. So, you guys walk a little bit more, and you see this impressive sight: a tree the size of a mountain. Below is
Tree the size of a mountain?
huge gnarled roots, and giant leaves that have fallen down. For those who know your trees, you recognize it as an oak tree.
Ah, very nice.
I now recognizing exactly how huge this tree is. I don't think we should go near it.
Reason.
But it's a tree.
Yes, but a tree that big has to be a home for creatures equally large.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is one other thing I wanted to point out. The stream that you guys found the source thereof has actually been flowing the same direction. You guys have just followed it, and you see that the stream winds its way all the way to the tree.
Towards the tree,
Yeah.
not from. Okay.
Interesting.
So
Long
that's why it's so big.
exposure to the water made it grow bigger.
So
I'm
maybe
drinking
not
from
big
this water
creatures.
every
Right.
day.
Or free,
For years.
or perhaps due to the topography of this, where it seems to be in a valley. It appears to be in a valley.
Maybe
The rain, the magical rains, could frequent this area.
True that, too.
Could
Could
even be
big,
caused by
long draft
Yes.
from the stream.
Okay, you do so, and it's quite refreshing.
Yeah.
If you have any damage, it'll give you just like a hit point.
I don't have any damage.
I say we stay near the stream. Every day I'm filling up my water skin from the stream.
It's good water, magically enhanced.
Yeah, I don't think that's wise.
So
That's
judging,
Long-term exposure to magical elements could have unintended side effects.
Might make you taller.
That's what I'm thinking.
I am as short as half elf scout, by the way.
All right. If we are going to approach the tree,
I mean, I say we just continue following the stream. It's the right direction we gotta go anyways.
Yes, Sorrel, are there any other routes that avoid the giant tree?
The mountains are too high and craggy. We could go back through the jungle and try to get past the spiders.
no.
No.
Try to perhaps wave down a ship, but
Well, we're
there
trying to get
are
either
pirates out there.
to your university. Is this the path?
This
to
is probably the best path. I don't honestly know a whole lot about this area, but I do know that it is dangerous. There are stories of giant animals in this area.
We've already
Wait.
encountered those.
If you haven't been in this area, how did you even get to?
I came from Hafton and followed the west coast. The west coast down south. At the time, there weren't any spiders. They kind of popped up after I was doing my practice period.
That's fair.
Okay. Wow. Cool. So you know nothing about this area.
No, not really.
Par for the course.
Yes.
What? Okay.
My homeland is in Nordstrom, which is pretty far from here, and
And the school is Anvillion.
yeah, the school's in Anvillion.
Okay.
So
Which is also the name of the country, if I recall.
it is.
Okay.
Keep things simple.
It does look like the biggest
Does
city on the map.
the river go past the tree?
The river
Or is
seems it goes right to the tree and then.
I'm just gonna assume I took this off of
So
school.
there's no more
So-
river to follow.
All right, carrying on.
Wait, no more river?
No, it stops at the tree.
At the tree. Okay, so we got to the tree.
Well, let me describe the tree real quick. The base of the tree is nearly half a mile in diameter, and it's approximately 4 miles high. The top of the tree, you actually see that there is some snow up there, and it's quite cold.
All the
Uh,
seasons.
The stream runs from the mountains, and you see it run all the way to the base of the tree where it disappears. There's a little underbrush on the ground, with everything having been crushed by large falling leaves or branches. Let's see. Traveling in this area is fairly difficult. It takes you a little bit longer as you're traversing giant leaves. So are you guys headed towards the tree, or are you going to try to skirt it?
I would like to skirt, but
Are we close enough that I can find like fallen branches, like our sized piece of the branch?
I'll say that you guys are. I actually have another map, and I'll use it now. Actually,
Somewhere on a close map.
So squares like a quarter mile.
yeah. Let's try to make this to scale. So this is like a mile wide. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You said it was.
Yeah.
You said it was 4 miles high.
Yeah,
How thick was it?
a mile in diameter.
so each square is a quarter mile.
Yeah.
I'll say you guys are coming from this way.
Well, I would prefer to skirt it because, of course, we are a tree of that size is got to have inhabitants.
Not to mention if they've been drinking from this water. long term.
Exactly.
Is it still raining?
No, that's far past. Now it's a sunny, beautiful day.
I just want a branch that I can use as a walking stick.
I'll say that with how far you guys are, even this far out, there's like little twigs that have kind of blown free and are over there. None of the bigger branches which have fallen directly from the tree.
Bigger being like our size big or like
Big old branches.
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. This is prime
You're
story
welcome. So
time
yeah, you're
material.
welcome to get a stick and use it in whatever manner you want.
All right.
Let
It
us
is
pass
good,
by.
sturdy oak.
Ooh.
I would like to find one about the size of a staff.
You find one about the size of a staff.
Sweet, new weapon.
Nice. Walking stick.
If you want to spend time, like inspecting your new staves, you'll realize that it's just a normal staff. However, it is magically enhanced.
Oh.
And the damage dealt with the staff would be a magic blow.
Well, that's a bonus. Literally.
Depending on where you guys go is going to affect what happens next.
Let's go around the tree.
Yes, skirting it.
Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Can't go
I think I should
around
have
it.
it.
We
Don't
gotta
know
go
why.
We're not going through it.
It's like we got a tunnel.
Again, you are asking for creatures from above.
The druid makes a portal from the tree.
Now, if we had a giant Talitha, this would not be a problem.
I think it would be
It's a lot
actually
bigger than
No,
bigger than giant.
would
that
have
would
a
be
larger
like a
problem.
Huge problem.
Not for us.
Okay.
Above mortal beings.
The age of the Dalkir actually ended because of druids.
Huh.
Orcs
Didn't even
Is
know
that a
that was a
good
thing.
thing or
Oh,
bad
yes.
thing? Or, okay.
Because like the Illithids come from the plane of Mabar.
Oh, so the age
I
of
think it should live
Of the Dalkir.
understand.
Of her
Was-
age.
Delkir also means a lithic?
And
No.
Have
The
you-
Dalkir are more kind of Illithid gods.
Ah.
And they enter
While
the
you're
world,
talking,
particularly-
I sneak up and try and steal a feather from you.
Sleight of hand.
Still a feather from
him.
And he has one?
Mhm.
Wait,
I thought it was Vance.
do you have one? Because there were only two.
There are only two.
Yeah. You have one and he has one.
I thought I had it.
What did you get?
She seems to think I have.
Well,
No, I got you.
I have not dissuaded that belief.
I know you have one, but my inner senses tell me that I should not mess with you. Not that you are above me, just that it would be best if I do not patronize.
So, as you guys are walking along, skirting the edge of the tree, it's a little bit easier going. There's not as many leaves and giant detritus. However, you guys are walking along and you see up ahead there is an animal that appears to be much larger than it should be. It is in fact a snake that is slithering towards you guys.
that is a huge.
Wonder if our giant ape also drank from this water.
That would make
Well,
sense.
the giant ape was actually in appropriate close
Or
proximity to the
other
orb.
orb, yeah.
We didn't sense any trapped souls in the other orb, though.
No, but that didn't mean it didn't have any long-term effects. Like, obviously, there's some connection between the two. Anyways,
Sure, that's bad.
snake. How scary does it seem? Like, how big?
It's
Enough to try to hide from.
Yeah.
gosh, why is this not opening?
It's already on this other screen, Cody.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah, once it's on this
Right.
screen, you just have to click it and it shows up.
I don't suppose there's any snake leaves up there, is there?
Can we try and hide from this snake?
I think closest you have
Uh,
It's a crocodile.
is a crocodile.
That's a good one to use.
Oh, there's an eel.
Ooh,
Snake.
Oh,
Wow, that's a
that'd
very
be
good
perfect.
representation.
Yeah, just put it on.
Sneaky snake.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Not so sneaky.
Snake
It's a little too big to be sneaky.
It's let's see, the size wise, this thing is medium, so
Oh.
it's like the size of a. I'm gonna make it
Big enough
bigger.
to eat.
It's large. Scratch that out. That doesn't sound right. This is a giant snake.
All right.
I'm giving it a boost. Yeah, no, it's large. Like what is large? 15 feet.
No.
That sounds.
Large is 10 feet.
Yeah, it's like 10 feet.
Puts it like a horse.
Yeah, it's like the size of a horse.
Big
2/3 of an elephant.
Anaconda's movie, but a little bit bigger.
It seems to be moving, right towards you guys.
Does
Like
it seem
hide.
like it's aggressively coming towards us, or just casually?
It's casually headed your way.
Still would like to hide.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I say
hiding.
let's
I'm just wondering if
Okay.
it's already spotted us.
There's some couple of bushes between you guys and it. It's large enough where it's pretty noticeable, but you guys might be able to escape if you.
18.
For
Are you just ducking into the bushes?
I mean, if we're all together, we kind of look big and threatening from a creature's perspective. Like,
Puffy white clouds jumping in the bush.
well, no, I'm saying together. That's what I'm saying, but we should hide together.
yeah.
You can hide wherever you like.
I'm going to step out and throw a javelin at it.
All right.
Before you do that, I want to try and duck to it.
Oh yeah.
Because I can do that, guys.
So you guys hide. He steps as if to go attack the thing, and you're like,
Neither
"Wait,
of those
let me-
things
you see something."
hides us from it.
Wait a minute.
Alright.
I'll come with you.
Because I've never done anything that was not ideal to the group.
Puffy white clouds has always been more or less selfish.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting to put that. Your selfish is a
Talk to
different
it. I'm
flavor
gonna
than.
stand behind her.
Yeah.
Ready action to throw a javelin.
Okay. It's nickety snakes its way.
Your selfish is no risk, and my selfish is sure, I'll take the risk.
Selfish for experience, selfish as in self-preservation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say as you guys get closer, you realize it's a rattlesnake.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Get a little flavor there.
Anyway.
I'll throw it from a distance.
Let me ask a this way question. Is it large enough that medium-sized creatures such as us it would potentially see as prey? Like ratio-wise of like
Yeah,
a snake and a mouse.
looking at the mouth of this thing, you
we
feel
look
like
like
you'd be
mice.
able to fit.
Easily. Without much
We
trouble.
could die.
Hey, that's what I want.
Like, maybe you derive a little bit of comfort knowing that it's not like a smaller snake trying to consume a mouse that has to really unhinge its jaw. No, it could probably do it in like 2 bites. Then you're like, oh, well, now I'm dying.
It's all right.
Instead
I
of like,
am-
I'm being consumed for 20 minutes.
I am a mouse with claws.
Trying to think of a question.
See any treasure around here?
When was the last time you ate?
Are you currently hungry?
And if so, can we help you find some food that's not?
That is not us.
Do you like scribes? Are they tasty?
Oh.
Sacrifice the
Gross.
NPC. Brutal. I can't
Um,
say anything because I've done that exact same thing.
What about rogues?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say it's moving closer towards you as you're.
She goes to speak to it and she's like,
You're at a loss for words. It's getting closer.
Okay, I'm throwing the javelin.
No!
Catch a chance. It dies now. I want that skin.
Give me its tiny little pea brain.
It's
Uh,
actually
it's a mess.
Yeah, you'll be satiated for a
I mean,
week.
it's probably not that smart though.
24.
Not,
Yeah,
probably
that's a
not
hit.
that smart, but unless the juice also makes them intelligent.
That's 6
But that wasn't the case with the ape if
Okay.
it was from that.
Yes, the javelin enrages the snake.
Chris, now run.
Well, obviously, you jerk.
I'm gonna run this way.
Oh,
Are we going for initiative or?
Yeah, we're making an initiative.
Alright.
Initiative.
Yeah.
There we go.
Got all the
Nope. Oh, we did a long rest before getting here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Need
18.
Clouds.
3.
Hey.
So going to the
Bam.
bottom.
21.
Back
Roll
far?
for the snake.
Also hidden.
Yeah, I got 10.
Snake rolled pretty well. It actually got 20.
9.
Sneaky snake.
Oh, initiative's right there.
And
Oh man,
rude.
I don't think I have a crossbow in this
Dice.
version of this character.
You don't have what?
A crossbow.
Oh.
A hand crossbow.
Well, maybe you can ask Sorrel for one. I don't know.
Yeah, Sorrel.
Yeah.
You just keep casting that spell every day we're traveling until you get me a crossbow. And him some plate armor.
Or at least a glaive.
That's right.
Oh, goodness.
Sorrel? Another dinosaur?
I forgot that's where the brontosaurus came from.
Okay. Vance, you go first.
Sweet. Yeah. I think. So it's on the other side from you guys. All right. Well, let's kick it off with the dissonant whispers.
Alright.
Is that a wisdom save?
That is a wisdom save.
Sorry, give me like 1 second.
No worries. I'm gonna roll the damage because it takes some damage either way.
Should have grabbed some dice before I started doing all this. Okay. What does it gotta make?
Wisdom save.
Ooh, yeah, that's a 5, so I'm assuming it's gonna fail.
Yeah, 13. So it is going to take 11 damage, and then it is going to use all of its movement
As a reaction to
as
run away.
a reaction, and it's going to move as far away from us as possible. And me
Okay.
Specifically.
So yeah, it suddenly turns around and slithers away into the underbrush.
Does my javelin become dislodged from it?
I will say yes.
It only lasts 1 turn, so if it would come back, it's still mine. I'll say, guys, it's gone for now, but it might come back.
How much harm did you deal it?
11.
As you guys are kind of watching it slither away, it slithers into these bushes and disappears from your line of sight.
I didn't think about that fact. It might, it's hard to tell here whether it's really gone or not.
How long does that last? You just went around.
You said it's a rattlesnake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
so now it's its turn.
Yeah, it's just a reaction. It's not like it's doing something each turn.
Yeah, I mean,
But now it's Martin's turn.
its turn and it seems to have disappeared.
Okay. I prepare to throw another javelin as it approaches, and I will go pick up the one that I used before.
Alright.
I'll put it back in my. I don't know. I have 5 javelins. I assume I have a big quarrel for them.
Sure.
Sure you do.
Ready to action.
Do I see it?
No.
Maybe we scared it off. Sorry, Martin.
I would have liked its hide.
You scared away my dinner. Maybe I should eat your brains.
I tried.
Go for it.
All right, so are we out of
I know
combat?
that you're
or?
trying to intimidate me.
Are
and
you
it
gonna
will
try to
not
look for
work.
it, or just let it go?
I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna
It's
follow
not
the blood trail.
intimidation.
Follows the
Just
blood
know that
trail.
I will
All of a
protect
sudden,
myself.
out from
I don't
a
like your
disintegrated piece of
cockiness.
giant leaf, the
It's
face of the
distasteful.
rattlesnake launches up out of from underneath the leaf and snatches onto you in an attempt to bite.
Can I throw the javelin?
Did you prepare that action?
Yes.
Sure, I'll say so.
You said you were
17.
cautious.
That's a hit.
7 piercing damage.
Okay. Gonna get that. That sucks. Okay, that's gonna be
I forgot the other part of my turn. I'm sorry. I was going to give you inspiration.
14 to hit.
That's a miss.
It goes to bite you, but it looks snakily confused as its fangs glance off of your armor. Yeah, that's it.
Guess I was. I
Right,
was
so
just so
now-
taken aback by it being gone, and I just didn't remember.
Araheim.
My turn?
Yep.
Alright. I guess, can I get into crossbow range?
Yeah, you probably could.
Shows
You have to-
80 and then 320 in parentheses? Does
Means within 80 feet, you can make a regular attack. Beyond that, and before 320, it's a disadvantage.
that mean? Oh.
Beyond 320, they're too far away to hit.
Okay. So, yeah, I move up.
You say you have a crossbow?
Yeah.
Dang. You are a
7,
well-equipped
8
cleric.
feet. Alright. So, roll to hit.
That fits though. I feel like if any clerk is going to be a fighter type clerk, it's going to be a dwarf.
Not very good. 8.
Yeah, that's not going to hit. He's just in the way, and so you try to be careful, but you end up missing.
Did we put the NPCs on the order?
I'm just gonna say they're just in the back, kind of just watching.
All right, Vixlar.
Hey.
I don't have my dagger. I just remembered this.
Yeah, Howard's got it.
Theoretically, he knows at least a little bit on how to
Sorry,
use it.
I'm reading up on my spells. I was
Probably
copying them
wouldn't
onto
have
my
taught him how
phone.
to throw it.
Okay, I am going to cast Arms of Hadar.
Is this the first time we've seen you cast a spell?
Just reach out my
I
hand.
don't
and
remember
just...
the spell.
Wait, do I have a staff? I have a staff.
I assume.
So I just.
What does it do?
Arms of.
Okay,
I
you
saw this
invoke
recently,
the
but-
power of the Hadar, the dark hunger. Tendrils of dark energy are ripped from you and batter. Oh.
That would hit all of our party.
Never mind! I revoke that!
She already said it.
No, I revoke that statement! I go to reach my cane out and then I'm like, wait a minute.
Can you just move?
Oh yeah, you're 10-foot
You could
radius
move.
around here.
What's your other spell?
I was thinking about doing Eldritch Blast. A beam of crackling energy streaks towards a creature within range.
That's a ranged attack. Might
Yeah.
be better.
Okay, fine. Eldritch Blast!
All right. Make an attack.
Oh, use a warlock.
I am a warlock.
I like warlocks.
Should have seen Elder.
Yeah, warlocks are awesome.
10 plus 5. 15.
Yeah, that's a hit.
On a hit, the target takes 1d10. A 10 is. You said it was not the number one, this one.
Either one.
0.
That's 10.
10! Like
your
0.
blast of energy shoots across and it slams it right in the face. I'm gonna say it pierces its eye, which gushes out in a spout of blood. Now you've never heard a scream from a snake before, but this thing emits one.
Oh, wow.
Like that?
Yeah. And it starts writhing and flopping.
Like Harry Potter!
Yeah, actually, that's a good image.
Yeah, that was a pretty accurate depiction.
Harry Potter never got his eye clawed out.
So is it dead?
No. As a matter of fact, at this point, what
angry.
happens, according to what I've written in the encounter, is all of a sudden, since you guys were engrossed in combat, you didn't notice, but a giant cat comes from off screen and pounces upon the giant snake.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the snake.
Which one is the cat?
There's a Saber-tooth tiger. In the back.
I forgot one very important detail about the recap from last week. You have a pet spider.
Yes. It doesn't have very much hit points, but yeah. I do have a little one. It just continually sits on my shoulder.
What was its name again?
Jumper.
Jumper, yes.
If we need to offer Jumper to...
No, we are not offering the jump. We are not offering Jumper to anything.
That's savage.
What? You don't like spiders?
I have art for what just occurred.
The guy who makes sacrifices to gods.
That big?
It's not quite that.
Okay.
big. Well, you get the idea.
That's the cat. It's a
Not that
Like a
big.
house cat, though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cat, the giant cat, bites down on the rattlesnake's neck, and you hear a crunch, and blood splurts all around, and then it like
That's amazing.
looks at you guys, like you caught it off guard. It was hunting the snake.
Oh, kitty.
Yeah,
I
she
look at
talked
it
to
go-
We never actually told her we could use it.
I look at the cat and go, meow.
It drops the snake, and its pupils dilate and focus on you.
Hello, kitty.
Meow.
Okay. Yeah.
Rarely in the.
What?
Meow.
What do I feel from it?
Hunger, surprise, a little bit of irritation, and it feels like it doesn't want to share its food with you, and you better not get close. And it's
So I mind flayer it and I go, meow in its head.
I'm backing away.
yeah, because you can communicate telepathically, right?
Yeah, I go, meow.
It,
Actually, I do it differently. I go, meow.
it looks at you. So you can speak to things, and they will understand what you say. So you saying meow to this cat is essentially like. How would I take that as a cat?
Have her roll
I'm gonna have-
animal
And I'll be
handling.
like, that
Have
is
her
what.
roll animal
animal
handling.
handling. Yeah, that'll be a good
I'll be
way
like,
to
that is what you
Walking
sound
up to
like.
a Spaniard and saying,
I want to tell him.
Spaniel.
I want to tell the cat that's what you sound like.
What'd you get?
11.
Yeah, it's not super happy with what you said. It kind of looks a little upset.
And I telepathically say, you can have this snake. We don't need it.
Roll another animal handling.
19.
You roll in here, it doesn't go anywhere.
Really?
Put up, please. Why would you want to roll inside the dice rolling tray?
19.
ooh, that's
Okay,
This
that's
is a
pretty
whole
good.
different-
Pretty good. So what it does is
it's
it
the risk.
Can it cock its head at me again all cute?
yeah it cocks its head back at you. It reaches down, grabs the snake, and watching you all the while, it starts backing up and drags it into thicker foliage near the tree.
Yay! I saved us! I am an all pure being, and I'm going to answer my father-in-law's phone call because he keeps calling me. I am powerful.
Saved us? That was our dinner.
Yeah, that was her dinner.
First two, yeah.
Or his.
Well, that fills me with the
It's-
urge
He,
to
she's a
forage.
he.
An urge to forage?
Yes,
Well,
because
Here?
in this, well, as we continue, one has to assume that there is edible material.
I had wanted to get that
Including
snake
us. I know.
I'll
I
just
was-
pick up my javelins and clean them off and put them back.
Okay.
Maybe we'll find another snake.
If only. I hope so.
I was thinking more of the mushrooms.
I like mushrooms.
say that if you take the time to look around, you actually do find some giant mushrooms. I'm going to say the variety that grow off of like rotting wood.
Edible?
If you want to try it.
Before can I do a survival check to
Like
determine if
nature,
there's any,
nature
if it's
check
kind
is
of,
what I.
nature, sure, whatever you dictate, DM.
If you would allow.
I'll say that, I mean, if the things are huge, I'll say he finds one easily enough, but to determine whether it's edible or not, I'll say he has to have a roll for it.
I mean,
Nature.
most things are edible. The question.
I'd say nature on this one.
That would be a 15.
Yeah, no, you find that this is just a giant version of turkey tail mushroom. I forget what it's called. I think it's called turkey tail, but it's like the kind that's like a half circle growing out of the wood. Kind of brown and tannish colored.
Cool.
Grab a big old piece and we'll eat it.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah.
Gives you sustenance. Yeah.
Well, if that was the size of the snake, the cat, I assume, what, elephant size? Huge?
Yeah, it was really big.
If that was the size of a cat, I think we should
Carry on.
Get out of here, post
keep on skirting this tree.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Maybe even put more distance.
Yes.
All the cool animals you could
Alrighty, gonna roll one more.
To think about the cool animals that we can meet that
Yeah.
are
Oh,
our
because you
size.
shot at the one and then she made the cat run away, and I tried.
Okay.
Speak up next time.
Alright, you guys continue on your way.
Can we make either a survival or nature check to see if we can't find one more animal before we leave the tree area?
You know, I'll
Any
save you. I'll save you the check because as you continue walking, at this point you see ahead of you, kind of the same distance you saw the snake. There are two giant rats, kind of just waddling their way towards you.
Krishna, now's your chance.
I want to talk to the cat, though. Now I get
No.
rats?
Now I try. Puffy White Cloud steps in the bushes with the 22 for stealth.
Prepare a javelin. Go look at Krishna.
Just out of fairness, what I'm going to say is that we will maintain the same order as the last encounter, but I'll give her a chance to talk to it first.
Yes, please.
Wasn't that about? That was where we were, anyways, right?
I think so.
These look like the rats from Princess Bride, except for they're bigger.
They're USSs.
Yes.
So they look kind of
The
human.
rats of unusual size.
I didn't believe these exist.
Didn't they exist?
Hello, rats.
Ice
Just
stroke.
go off into like a British accent. Hello
Hello,
there.
rats.
How are you?
How do you do? Oh, jolly good, jolly good. I've got some biscuits and crumpets here.
I'll say that you guys are about like halfway even with the tree by this point too. That's where you're at. As far as like how far you've gotten.
Eugene, could you open that window?
Yes.
It is stuffy in here. I didn't realize it until I left.
Now, you guys came across two giant rats. She's gonna talk to one or two.
And he's nowhere to be seen.
Yes. Roll the 22 on the stealth.
What am I supposed to say to this
Nothing.
rat?
She's talking to him.
Krishna's
I thought you said she and you looked at me. I was like, what am I supposed to say?
Well, considering you're a guy in here,
Yes.
and
What
I'm
are the
a
rats
girl,
female?
No.
We haven't looked actually.
You said
The Krishna already started with hello.
I'll say that they see you and start
Rats.
drooling a little bit as they waddle towards you.
And it sounded like you said rats, not
Bulbous
rats.
tails dragging behind
There's
them.
2 rats. These are rats.
The cat took the snake and ran away.
The cat ran away because you made it do it.
No,
Uh-huh.
he looked at me with hunger in his eyes. I merely avoided an issue
And I wanted to talk to it.
because I did not want to slay the
Anyway.
powerful beast. I am all powerful.
Go away.
These giant rats are just like looking at us, slowly getting close, and we're just bickering with each other.
I don't know about you. I'm camouflage.
Oh gosh.
I have found a bush that
You got a nat
blends
20 on
perfect.
stealth?
Yep. That blends perfectly with my fur.
You little bunny rabbit. You're bunny rabbit, right?
Yep.
He's a cat.
Yep.
She's a cat person.
She's the bunny.
I'm the bunny.
I knew that.
They see you and you see them get a little skip to their step as they start waddling towards you.
Wait. Hold on.
I'll say they're about
Don't
10
act
feet away.
like you're
at this point.
scared.
I'm not.
You look like it.
How many creatures are in this area?
So is she talking rat?
Yes.
Yeah, the way
And-
it's not like a language that she's speaking with them. It's more like
So the rats, they look at you, and they start. How do they respond? Just speaking rat language, or is this like telepathically?
It's more of like their body actions and
Okay,
their movements,
got it.
and
So
I can just read them.
they give you the kind of a side eye, and
So she's speaking Sylvan, and beasts understand the speech.
Yep.
And she deciphers their noises and motions.
they make a couple of grunting noises and hissing noises, and from what you get, their answer is there's many creatures beneath the great tree.
How long have you guys been here?
And they kind of look at each other and say, well, we are from the same nest. We are several years old by this point.
You've been here ever since?
Yeah. And it looks at you up and down and says, what do you taste like?
I just gross. I don't taste good at all.
I pierce into their minds. The snake is near and it is looking for you.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you can only hit one of those with that telepathic
That
communication.
one.
Okay. It like looks around, hearing a second voice, this time in its head. It's really confused. It
I do what I want.
It also starts being really cautious and kind of like, looking around for that snake.
And then I look at the other one, I say, the snake has been looking for you.
Are you able to do that like multiple times? Because I'm pretty sure it's only once.
I'd say, are we still in
Once what?
initiative order?
That you can use that.
I have a natural ability.
Is it?
I have a natural ability of being able to telepathically talk. That's why I didn't get the one. Because I have a natural ability. It's like breathing.
I'll say that you get the one for now, but that she can continue her conversation.
Because, like, if you got the telepathic ability, like, I don't know where, because, like, this is a homebrew. Like, the only creatures that I know as playable, they usually say that you can telepathically talk to something that knows at least one language. And so, rats don't use languages, and so usually you can't telepathically talk to them. But I'm going on Kalastar.
That actually is true. It has to be able to understand at least one language according to the rules.
But it is. She's talking.
It doesn't.
It's
It
understanding.
doesn't speak a normal language.
But it understands her.
It's a magical ability of hers, basically.
We're like
Sorry.
intuition.
I'm not even sure if it's.
Does that mean I couldn't have talked to the cat?
The cat was a little smarter than the rat, so I'm gonna say
Okay.
yes.
So if the intelligence is high like an elephant, I'd be able to have a full conversation.
It has to understand the language.
Are you reading it too, Cody?
I believe D&D core rules as written is that you have to have an intelligence of at least 8 in order to understand.
I have decided that my character likes to be meddlesome.
Yes.
And meddlesome.
The rats are going to inch a little bit closer to you, kind of sniffing their drool, just a little bit more drooly.
That's disgusting.
Krishna? Are they friendly?
I mean, they are hungry, but they're at least listening to me, unlike some other people.
The one rat that's not as frightened, it says, will you hold hold still for a moment.
No, sorry. I'm sure there's other things that are trying to eat you as well in this area, right?
Yeah, it's a good idea to get this over quickly then.
Then how about you guys run that way and we run that way?
How about you run that way and we also run that way?
No.
Animal
Maybe
handling
this was-
I'm
check.
sitting here like tapping my foot at this point. I'm just like getting really annoyed that it's taking so long. And I whispered to her, "What's taking so long?"
Has enough time passed that we can say that those of us who would like to can prepare actions?
Sure, I say that's fair.
I'm ready to
My
cast a
action
spell if
is
they come at us.
Yeah, I've got my crossbow ready.
Their body posture exudes impatience and readiness for action.
Can I do something?
What's your guys' name? What's your name?
I am Biter. And the other one it says, I am Nibbler.
Okay. Very clever names.
Our
Good to meet you.
Our mother named us.
Oh.
Biter, nibbler, chomper,
Slurper.
taster. Yeah, slurper.
Masticator.
There's a cat behind you.
Masticator.
It looks behind to see if there's a cat. But then,
And then
Wait.
I'm already
Attack.
with my
She says run. I'm gonna attack.
Yeah.
okay, alright, now let's begin the hostilities.
Yeah. I'm gonna attack. So it's only gonna glance for a second.
Ooh, I get to go first.
Are we re-rolling?
I'll say it's the same initiative order
Oh,
as it
okay.
was earlier.
Which is still, I think we were at.
Yeah,
15.
I'm okay
So-
with that.
Who was the last one that had an action? It was Cordell, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so, alright.
It's me. Alright. I
Oh,
fire my crossbow.
I was mistaken about yours.
Well, I thought it was Cordell's character.
It was.
I didn't. Yeah, I just watched back.
There we go. 30, 20.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely going to be a hit.
So I guess I'm hitting the one on the left. That's who I have
Alrighty.
line of sight to. On my left.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, roll for damage. Let's see which one's the right. This guy?
Yep.
Plus 1. 6 damage.
Okay, yeah. It pierces the rat and it goes, it starts bleeding profusely. Vexler.
Vexlar.
I'm.
Didn't she already cast a spell?
Hold on.
Just run with it.
She did cast a spell earlier, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah, but we've already started.
That's true.
Continue on.
Yeah. This was
I'm
we all
watching
cycled
you.
through.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well,
'Cause
I
you shot
already-
and missed earlier. That's what happened.
No,
You're
it's
being
okay.
skipped.
Carry on.
Why am I being skipped?
Let her go.
Okay, I'm going
That's
to
why I
cast
was
Arms of Hadar.
Okay.
Emily, Arms of Hadar explodes around you.
Since
and hits
we've
you.
already warned her on that,
I forgot. It's my ADD.
It's
Stop
happening.
it.
Your character is also ADD.
It's not my fault, Cody. It's, I have ADD.
that's a different spell.
Okay. I'm gonna
Eldritch
cast
Eldritch Blast.
Toll of the Dead.
Ooh.
Dong.
That's a
Alright.
good one.
I don't know how it works.
You
Wisdom
can
saving
point
throw.
at one creature you can see within range, and the sound of a glorious bell dong, fills the air and around it for a moment. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 112.
Oh, okay.
So go for the one that's already been hit.
It rolls a 9. What's your DC save?
Probably more than 9.
13.
Yeah. It instantaneously, the bleeding that it was, where it was pierced, erupts.
Wait, I didn't even get to roll.
You don't have to. It dies.
4.
Okay. Necrotic energy, like, goes into its neck and just kind of bursts out of the wound.
Does
Krishna.
anybody have a pencil?
I do, actually. I have lots of them.
Thank you.
She beat
She beat me.
Never mind.
Oh, the shame! The shame!
It was a piece of her stash. You had it in hand.
I know.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
Krishna.
I have
welcome.
like this whole stack of pencils right now. And when I was
It's
running
all
game.
yours.
Wait, is his head exploded?
I'm saying like it's neck area.
I think I want to pass. No, just kidding.
It's
Vexlar
Krishna's turn now.
loves food.
I'm sure there will be time to eat after we.
Oh yes. Krishna? Yeah, it's Krishna.
She's
She's
thinking.
pondering.
You have a moral
Pondering
conundrum
the
or just
orb.
deciding how to inflict damage.
She's like,
Um,
Are these rats really worthy of death? They've really done anything. As a druid.
Yeah, I know. She's like, I just tried to talk to you. We just instantly fried your brother.
Just tell the
Like,
other
is there
rats to
any
run,
way we
or
can
else.
save this and begin to work towards a burgeoning friendship?
Try and tell it to run. Or go for the throat.
Well, shepherd druids are more protectors of defenseless animals. These guys had other stuff on their mind.
That's true.
ice knife.
Okay.
You tried pretty hard to parlay with them.
That's right.
They
We're
won't
just
have
too
it none of
hungry.
it.
That is B 23 to hit.
That's it.
Just make a con save. D10,
Oh, man.
2d6.
If they had both been up, that would have hit both of them too on the explosion. That's a handy spell.
What did you get?
16.
So it takes half damage. Oh, wait. Nope, it does not take the cold damage, so just roll a d10. Just
Okay. You throw a little ice knife at it. It sticks in its flank and is injured. Clouds.
The 3 damage was the ice knife.
Will
hit.
continue to be hidden.
Does it do the? Doesn't it do the explosion on top of the hit?
yeah, but it passed its save. It doesn't take damage.
Oh, it didn't
That's-
take the damage from the knife. Or
It took damage from the knife. It doesn't take damage from the cold.
Oh, the
Because
explosion is what it saved from.
Yeah,
I
it
see.
It passed the con save.
I see.
So yeah, you're still hiding, which will make it
Oh, okay. I'm gonna unload another Dissonant Whispers because that's my range, and I don't particularly want to get close. So Wisdom save throw, 13 DC.
Does not make it.
It's gonna take 7.
Okay. It starts freaking out, wigging out, like flopping all over the place. And then it turns around and starts to run.
Yep.
At which point, another thing happens.
All right.
Engaged in the battle as you were, you didn't notice, this time, from above, a ginormous eagle soars down and just nails this rat. Pierces it with its claws and starts pecking at it, and then it, like, turns its head towards you guys, like, in surprise.
as wrapping up my turn with this, I'm seeing this happen now, and I'm like, gosh, this time I'm not forgetting after what happened last time, and I am going to give Martin a bardic inspiration.
And on cue, I go. Hello.
Eagle cocks its head at you. It's yellow pupil. This is like a bald eagle. I'm gonna say it's a bald eagle.
We were hoping you would eat that.
Yeah, it doesn't understand.
I'm talking to it telepathically.
It doesn't speak a language.
Are we still in combat?
What?
So are we still in combat?
I'll say that if combat ensues, we'll go according to this. But
I
for
forgot.
now, it's
Should
not
I
in
forgot
combat.
at it?
It's just looking at you. surprise on his
Chicken,
face.
not an eagle.
Yes.
I think the druid should try and tell the eagle that we have no quarrel with it and to take the rat.
Go in peace. Take it.
We only need one. I'm saying that out loud, actually, even though it doesn't understand me.
Okay.
We only need one.
It kind of looks at you guys a little bit more, and then it, like, looks at the other rat, and so it picks up the one rat in its beak, and it kind of hops over to the other rat, gives you guys another, like, dirty look.
Wait, we want one.
It looks at you, and it doesn't say anything, but it exudes an angry posture and a defensive posture over the rat that it is now pierced with its claw.
Why do we want the rat?
If it's going for the second one and we're not in combat order right now, I'm going to use my third spell and try and chase it away.
Okay.
No, that's ours.
Why do we want the rat?
Food. She needs brains.
No.
It's been multiple
Like-
days since last time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, another 11, and it needs to make also the saving throw to see if it takes half or not. And runs away or not.
Yeah, it didn't quite make it, so take some damage.
Okay, takes 11 damage, and it needs to flee.
Okay.
Quickly grab the brain!
So I was doing that in reaction to it moving towards the second one.
Yeah. So it leaves the one rat that it was being
I already ate its
territorial
brain. I
over,
was hungry.
and it just picks up and starts flying away. It flies towards the tree. Yeah. So.
And besides, why does it look at me if I talk to it telepathically? How does it know it's me?
Eagles are actually pretty intelligent.
Yeah, I'll
But
say,
still, like,
yeah,
how
I mean,
does
when you're
if there's a
speaking,
whole group and everyone is silent, how do they know that it's me and not somebody else in the group?
you can still speak it to it telepathically. It just doesn't understand you because it doesn't speak the language. So.
Well, no, but you said it looks at me. If I talk to anything, whether it can speak a language or not, and we're all silent,
True.
how does it know that it's me? Because you keep
I'll
saying
say-
it looks at me.
I'll say it doesn't look at you specifically, but it looks at the group, assuming that something spoke to it
Okay.
from the group.
That's what I was trying to understand, because if there's like a link, I need to know about
Yeah,
that.
no, there's
so
not
if
really
I
a
call
link.
someone a jackass or something, I need to make sure he doesn't come back to me.
Okay. That's fine.
That's
Unless it has understanding of illithidness.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Illithid
Flies
evil.
away. Combat ends there.
Okay.
Illithid.
Slowly
You're
coming
welcome.
out
Where
of
are
the
we?
bush.
Puffy white clouds.
Yes.
Illithid eagle. Oh,
I still believe that the drive to procreate is
Hello.
very strong.
Dragging along with us.
Nice.
you had a nap, didn't you?
This
All right.
brainless corpse. Just
If look, we've already encountered two very large predators, maybe we can distract a third.
that is a great idea.
Okay.
Three if you count the snake.
Yeah, which it was. It wanted to eat us.
I think we could have taken
Okay.
it.
I think we could have taken it, but it wanted to eat us.
Out
That was
of
the vibe I
character.
got.
Out of character, am I like being too much in trying to change things and talk to people?
I think it's mostly just if someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. I need to learn how to do this, so
Yeah. No,
I appreciate it.
it's good. It's good. We want to let each other have our moments, right? Play to our
Fine.
strengths. So you guys continue to make your way. So you're good, like 3/3 of the way there, right? When yeah, I'm gonna have everyone roll a perception check. Actually, no more surprises for you.
Perception.
Well, I'm certainly surprised. I think I got
Oh, no.
5.
I can't see anything. There's like a leaf right above it.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
I got a 22.
7.
9.
10.
Okay. You guys start hearing like a
Wait, you forgot
buzzing
me.
noise. Oh, sorry.
11 perception, you said?
Sure. Well, I'll say that. Who rolled the highest out of you guys?
The druids.
I'll say all of you do start to hear this mysterious buzzing noise. But I'll have to say that you're the one who
15.
notices it first.
14.
I'll say you notice it as well. But you sense that it's
I don't
coming
like that.
from the tree. So you turn towards the tree, and what you see is a giant eagle carrying a very, very large, what looks to be a wasp's nest.
Oh,
It's
coming
it's
back
flying
for
your
us.
way.
Oh no.
It's all your fault.
Hi! Not as well. 8.
I'm looking for cover. Do I
Yeah.
see anything to go take cover in?
Yeah, I'll say that if you guys want to make a hiding check, that you can attempt to do so.
Well-
There's definitely some leaves.
I'm not imagining I can hide from the eagle that already knows where we were. I'm looking for cover.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
like protective cover.
Okay. So yeah, you guys kind of duck and weave. Are you guys anyone else gonna try anything? I'm assuming she yells out that there's an eagle.
Yes.
Carrying a hornet's nest.
A big hornet's nest.
And I'm gonna be like, guys, I'm out of spells.
What kind of state is the foliage here? Are there a bunch of oak tree leaves?
Yeah, I'll say yes. I know it's not represented in the map, but
Are they like dry
you know what?
leaves?
You know what? Hold on. Give me a second.
It's over here. You have to go
Oh,
left.
there I am. Why not?
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Make it a little bit more realistic. Yeah, you guys kind of hide amongst the acorns and the leaves and the foliage that's growing up between it. Anything else before the eagle's almost upon you?
I want to grab one of the leaves. Is that true to size?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and hide out of sight.
Out of
Yeah.
sight, out of mind.
All right, the eagle flies over you guys, kind of circles a little bit, and then it's just gonna drop the nest,
Oh no.
which
Well,
falls.
do you think we could hide from the hornets under the leaves? Okay, imagine like the big rainbow thing you used to lift up and then tuck under. You remember?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
parachutes.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
let's do that with the leaf.
You can try.
What do you know? What roll do you need?
Stealth. I'm gonna do a stealth.
Do these leaves look like they would stop something from piercing through them?
Not really. They're leaves.
I'm not going to
Oh,
try that.
nice. 22 again.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
Oh no, I can't. I need
I found another perfect patch to
You
that
trying to
match.
hide? I will try and hide. I'm just not assuming the leaves are going to actually protect me.
So
I'm
yeah, I'm gonna put you
using
guys
it.
in towards the center.
15 sounds horrible.
Oh.
I'm gonna say that the nest falls. A couple of you are trying to hide. A couple of you are trying to hide, but poorly. And I'll say that the nest just kind of hits behind you guys and just bursts. And out flies a swarm of giant wasps.
I'm going to yell, Sorrel, do something. Summon something useful.
Sorrel's like, I don't like bugs. Okay, he's
Fireball!
gonna try. He's gonna try.
Two. We don't have fireball.
Oh, why not?
Let me get his table out.
Fireball would be perfect right now. Because
It would be good.
Yeah.
he would have leveled up faster. I'm just kidding.
That depends on him.
He would have leveled this up faster.
Summon a fire elemental.
I mean, look at these leaves. I think fire could be
No.
the solution, but also another problem.
Yes, a huge problem. You're down the mountain.
Actually,
Go get your
dude, if it
water.
comes to it, I am lighting that nest on fire. If it's between
Well,
that
one
and
assumes that a tree that big would be hit by lightning relatively frequently.
unless it's got magical protection.
Or
of
you
some
can
kind,
drink
it
it.
might
So-
actually scrape above the clouds.
It's just cookie milk.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, it comes down.
So he casts a portal about 10 feet in the air, and out falls a barrel filled with water. And it hits
Is
the
it a
ground.
giant barrel?
No, it's just a normal sized
Oh,
barrel.
okay.
Hits the ground and water falls out of the barrel. No, that's all I got, guys.
That's fair.
I put the barrel on my head.
Ooh, genius.
Okay.
I would jump in like it should be big enough to like hide in.
I'll say it gives
At
you
least
like
one
a
person.
+2 boost to your.
Okay, so I go like this, and I'm just like,
But you have to get
I
out
am-
if you want to.
-2.
I am a barrel.
You are considered behind full cover.
Do you have to breathe? Can you just like stay under there?
Well, I imagine it's not like there's still air coming in from below.
Well, it's filled with water.
No,
Not anymore.
Oh,
the
you
water
done?
fell out.
Oh, I thought it was full of water.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
I pull the
so it's an
barrel on my
open-ended
head,
barrel.
and I just
Okay.
like
Sorry, I
hide.
missed
I'm
that
like,
detail.
I am a barrel. That's what I am. Is I am a barrel.
Yeah, so
Still smart.
the nest crashes, and out comes this swarm of angry wasps, and they start
Giant
buzzing.
wasps?
Giant wasps.
Okay, yep.
They're each the
Still
size of a person.
Okay.
There's-
Nope.
there's
That's
like
a whole
30
world
of them.
Nope, right there.
Uh,
No.
Vance, my fire lighter, will you please start this leaf on fire?
Prestidigitation.
Okay, yeah, your bit of leaf. Okay.
I'm trying to scare them away with fire.
I'll say that.
Animal handling check.
Yeah, try that. Do animal handling. Let's see how
I
well you
always
wave
encourage
this
using the less used skills whenever possible.
Animal handling
15.
among them.
leaf. Okay. I'll say that everyone kind of huddles fairly close, and the smoke that you use is enough to keep them at bay for a few moments. They start swarming, getting close, but as they get close, they hit the smoke, and it kind of confuses them, and they fly off. But they're starting to like circle around your position.
They
We
don't
need
like
to-
smoke. We need more.
And we need to get as far away from that nest as possible. They'll probably stay close to it.
Okay. With me.
So I grab
Everyone who wants to, I can light your. If you grab a leaf, I can light it.
I grab
Okay, I'll do it too.
Okay,
I got prestidigitation.
Oh,
Just
good.
stick
You can help.
a lighted leaf on the barrel.
Okay. So you guys all have lit leaves and just start booking it.
You may have to leave the barrel if you want to move fast.
Now, actually, I
Fine.
can run faster, but I am not.
I was gonna say, Cloud, stay with us.
Yes.
All right, I jump
So-
out of the barrel, I grab a leaf, and I run.
It is enough to keep them off your back. However, they do follow you.
Okay.
Okay.
But there is one final encounter as you guys are booking it.
Oh,
All right.
no.
All right. All right. Bring
Would
it.
you stop?
I'm sorry, that's how I wrote this encounter. So
This is great.
you guys start booking it. You're almost to the edge of the the presence of the tree, and you actually see coming towards you as the rats and the cats and the snake before you. This time it's actually it's two. Excuse me, I have to read this. It's a different encounter actually. Hold on, loading.
That's what I say when I'm talking and I forget what I'm trying to say.
Buffering.
Loading.
Is
Okay.
buffering a thing still for people, or is everybody just connected to high speed, so it's never really a problem?
I would say buffering is kind of thing.
What you guys see is there is a wagon being pulled by like 6 axe beaks. It's a really large wagon with iron bars running, up from the sides and up above. And sitting on the wagon, guiding the axe beaks are 3 men.
And when you say large wagon and men, these are like a large wagon, but our size wagon.
Yeah,
and
they're
men?
normal sized people.
Okay. Does anyone else do anything? Or
I think we should warn them we're coming.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna yell out. I just don't mind. Like if someone else wanted to.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm like, There's a swarm behind us, and I don't think they'll care if you were involved.
Okay. So the reaction of the three men is they their eyes open wide in surprise. They kind of huddle together real quick, and then the one in the middle, the one with the reins, he starts whipping it, and he gestures for you guys to come. But
yes,
he's
of course,
starting to turn it around, and you know, I'm assuming you're going to continue to run that direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have a destination, Clouds is going to. Yeah, book it.
As you guys get closer, the man in the middle with a gruff voice yells, "Get inside of the wagon! They'll offer you some protection." And he starts whipping the things.
Is there locks on the outside of the wagon door?
Yeah. So as you get closer, you realize this thing is like a big cage, and you also see connected to the side of the wagon there is like netting and you know, like a few traps. So I mean that's something you're really
Okay, animal.
So
hunters, that's fine.
Or
maybe not to you.
slave hunters.
Well, that's what I was worried about at first.
Yes, but
I'll one thing at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now,
Shelter. I'm gonna throw what's left of my leaf, and I'm gonna hop in.
Me too.
So yeah, he's whipping it. The wasps are going to start attacking the wagon. Are you guys all inside of it?
I'll pass.
Yeah.
I've got 5 javelins. I'm gonna pass 4 out, just so we can poke through the
Oh, good
bars.
My rapier will work
1, 2,
just as well for
3,
that, so
4,
other
5.
people
Okay.
take them.
all right, I'll help.
I've got a warhammer. So I'll just
Hit.
Wait, can we?
Just more like not poking
There's
with
like
any
bars.
skill.
Just figuring out a hard time swinging the hammer out.
Okay, yeah, I'll use a javelin then. Oh, I think I have it.
Go.
I have
You have
it.
javelins as well?
Maybe. Or not. No, I don't. So yeah.
So what's going to happen is if you guys make it inside of the wagon, the bars are such where the wasps are too big to fit in to attack you unless you're like intentionally being like holding onto the bars and looking out between them.
Nope.
But if you're huddled in the middle, they can't get to you.
What about the men?
The men, they actually, you know, kind of take a page from your book. And they get out, they break out a couple of torches and light them, and they're starting to wave. They're like running around the wagon, waving these, you know, these torches.
I'm gonna say, Vexlar, how often can you do that beam thing that you did?
Eldritch Blast.
I can do it.
As many times as she wants.
Yes, as many times as I want.
And it's you can do it from a distance, like safely from the center of this.
Yes.
It's like 120.
You should start shooting.
Ultra blast! Ultra blast! Ultra blast! With my staff.
I can use my sacred flame.
Unfortunately, this bard does not have
Cantrips.
vicious mockery.
Cantrips galore.
Yes.
You got any ranged cantrips?
Nope. Well, actually, yes, I do.
I start flame-like radiance descending down on them.
I just have to
Okay.
remember what it does.
So at this point, you notice something interesting. As you try to cast magic upon the wasps, you realize that your magic is no longer working.
I'm like,
Of course.
Prestidigitation, just sparks.
No, nothing.
inside of the cage, no magic doesn't work.
We just got captured.
I'm checking the door to see if it's already locked.
Yeah, no, you try to open it and you realize that it is in fact locked.
Son
Cool.
of a bitch.
Do they eventually scare the wasps away? Or
Eventually, they get far enough where the wasps are fallen behind, and yeah, you guys pass the remnants of the tree and are now
Captains.
riding upon rolling hills covered in prairie.
We are captains.
Lazily in the distance, you see a herd of triceratops grazing upon the shrubberies and grasses.
Triceratops.
Triceratops.
You know.
Okay, group huddle real quick. I think everyone, well, you handed out weapons. I think as far as they're concerned, they don't know that any of us can cast magic.
Well, let us first converse with our saviors.
Clouds?
True. We do owe them.
Yeah, that's true. They may not be, but I'm just saying.
Thank you for
that on the table.
the quick escape and the rescue. We appreciate it.
Okay. So now that you guys are out of danger and looking upon your rescuers, you realize that these are gruff-looking men. Their clothing is ruffled and stained, filled with holes, unpatched. They look like they do not bathe often. They're unshaven. These are kind of just run-down, low-looking men.
Can I get an insight check on them?
Sure.
Oh, nice. That's like my third natural 20 tonight.
Nice.
So a total of 24. I want to get an idea of like, are they treating us as captor? Are they treating us like, we just got something cool?
I mean, we just got out of the fight.
Yeah. So
Are there intentions to like let us out, or like, whew, that was close.
they are actually they're going to ignore you, and they're going to ride for a while, get a good distance away from the tree. I'm going to say that they ride for about an hour. They ignore any attempts of you trying to communicate with them.
I wouldn't tolerate captivity for an hour.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to break the lock with my battle axe or my warhammer.
Can we reach the lock from the inside?
Yeah, you can reach it.
Oh.
It's imbued with magic, though.
I'm attacking it with the warhammer. Two
Okay.
hands.
I'm gonna. Well, I guess if I don't know that you're gonna do that, then go ahead.
Make an attack.
Is it just a regular warhammer?
It is a magical rust-resistant warhammer. It's a 20 to hit for 8 bludgeoning damage.
You hit it quite mightily. A full swing and a cling. However, you realize that any ordinary lock would have burst. However, this one seems to be magically reinforced.
Okay.
It's quite durable.
How big is the keyhole?
It looks like it's like a regular key size hole.
Can I fit a toothpick in there?
Can we have a clarifying conversation at this point about the rogue that may or may not be in our party?
Oh, this cardboard cutout! We're looking around for what?
Because if we have a rogue, we have thieves' tools. If we don't have a rogue, we probably don't have.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, so maybe we find out next time.
Next time.
That's a good idea, probably.
She's upset.
Yeah.
She's
I will say that by this time, night is falling, and
She just loves
in the distance, you actually,
I think she's over there on the bed.
how to say this? Real quick. So at this point, they stop the wild dash away from the tree. They actually get down off of their perch and they go and start a fire. One of them starts drinking. In the distance, you actually see there is a glowing blue dome in the distance, quite a ways away.
According to the map, which city are we headed towards?
So, based off of the map that Sorrel possesses, you inference that the glowing blue dome is the city of Wolfenheim, and that you guys are headed that way.
Well, technically, this is actually beneficial for us. We were heading this direction anyway. Yeah.
And
we are perfectly safe.
I think that is a good ending point. The leader of the men that rescued / trapped you is going to approach and begin a conversation. So that's how I think we should begin the next one.
Yes. What I missed in the last 10 seconds.
They stopped for the night. They got out. It got down. They made a fire. One of them started drinking. In the distance, you see there's a glowing blue dome. In the direction, and based off of the map, you can only assume that it is the city of Wolfenheim.
This is still in the same day?
Yeah, so you guys were traversing during the day, but it's been long enough for that where the night starts to pass.
Okay.
And they start making camp.
Do we get a long rest?
Yeah, if you want to take. Well,
That's
no,
what
because
I
he's going to
guess.
come talk to you, and then depending on the conversation, you may rest in the cage.
So we're not doing any rest right now?
Not yet. We'll pick up next time, having done everything that we did today.
Yes.
Okay.
That was fun! I still think a giant orc would be a really good idea.
And I have given you every permission to do that on your of your own resources.
I'll figure out who has the feather. I know one person has the feather, but I will not go. Yeah.
Well, now at this point, I would like to see her try to get back to the giant.
Well, I would save the feather.
There's a reason it's remained undiscovered. This is quite remote, and not very many people go this way.
I would
Or
save it.
Or survive going this way.
I would say that Martin is very uncomfortable and very unhappy. He's displeased by being in this cage.
He's just pacing back and forth, growling.
And Cloud is just trying different things on the metal.
I don't know if you'd allow
Gold?
this, but Martin wouldn't like captivity at all. He would try another escape attempt besides bashing the lock.
Okay.
I do have a toothpick sword. I would put it as far into the lock as I could, and then have anyone else touch it.
Okay. I'm going to say that it starts to expand, but when it starts to feel the bounds of the lock, it no longer does so.
I'll take it back.
I'm surprised that even works.
Silver.
I guess it's not outside.
Copper. Wood. Okay. Can you use one of your special big tree
close all your
wood on
tabs
this? I
and
want to see how
stop
it
recording.
works.
Yeah.
Oh, go put it on the charger, please. No, my charger's upstairs in my room. Go put it on the charger. Thank you.